Nur zu verstehen, wenn man sagt, auf der Rachman sagt, also ich renne zu Rebbeine schleudern. Der barmdige Tate, wo du hast doch sich eins auf der Rachmun ist. Wie viel länger wird die Kalisrul davon liegen in bitteren Gules. Leisen es aus. Nimm mal raus alle Zures für uns. Schick mich hier keine. Demals haben wir in so geben als Schiss von dem Josef und Aiva Masida. Weil hat uns ausgelernt, hat uns klug gemacht, mit der echten Klugheit. Was hat das als für ein Kind? Geht daran eine Feier, geht daran eine Räuch, rechnet sich gut nicht, ungeschbeunis. Na, so darf man uns beten, beim Beure Eulim, beim Beure Kalwelumim, als ungeschbeunis, unschimgeschbeunis, sondern schon herausnehmen von den bitteren Gules. Man hat sich nicht gelitten. Und warte, der Achte ist, was man sagt, Han, Baruch Hashem. Es ist wahrscheinlich nur die Separierung, was ich gewähne am Mul. Die größte Separierung ist das Sfardim, das Aschkenazim, Chassidim, das Nagdim. Man sagt, der Achte ist, man kann man nicht gesehen früher. Da habe ich schon helfen, der Achte ist, soll uns mitgehen. Weil bei ihm ist, dann du später, der Schule Motre Rabaschken, wir können fragen, von allen Zures hat er durchgegangen, hat ihm einmal gegeben mehr Zures, weil er Babetschach aussieht, weil er 2 Putwillen, er bei den Tanzwillen auch nicht, haben wir das mit einem einmal gegeben, größere Einisch, weil damit in Teos Hashem, für Rafside, kein Mullisch, aber dann das mitten, sei also, bis da likes willen, likes nicht willen, likes 1 Putwillen, 2 Putwillen, sei nicht knapp geminne. Sei lernen es aus, als mir kann man das Wort Goy Echad, wir sagen Goy Echad, ein Volk. Im Buch Hashem, du sagst mal, in der Eissur, kann man sich zusammenkommen, und man vergessen, die alle Separierungen gehen, die alle Mechitzes zu du, die falsche Mechitzes zu du bei uns. Und da habe ich schon helfen, so kann Mamschach sagen, so ich warte, also eibig seine Achtes in Klal Yisruel. Und wir sollen nur wissen, dass du Goy Echad, ein Volk, naja, warum Yitzchak wie Yankiv, sie beginnt von Tunis, und von Syrien, sie beginnt geboren in Amerika, sie beginnt von Russland. Wir sollen Goy Echad beurretz.
Mit Jahrzehnten über der Psyche von der Rav Agun, Malbitz Teure Beraben, Pei Mapik Margulius, Rabbi Yosef Leifeschlied oder Rosh Hashiva von Satmar.
Beshis Rabunem, Hagoinem Atzadikim, Bereshis, Rosh HaYeshiva, Bereshis, Kol HaKuol, HaKodesh, Hashem Alayim Yechi. Berichim Habuim B'Shaim Hashem. Berichim Habuim mit Azam Mesiris Nefesh, sich herausgeschleppt von einem warmen Stieb, von einer bequemen Ort, heraus in einer bitteren Frost, in einer weggeben an Nacht. Aber der Boy sei, lassen wir herantrachten, lassen wir sich mit Beinen sein. Wo ist der Tachlis, wo ist der Zweck von der Asifa, wo ist die Matura von der Asifa? Der Teretz ist, als in der Asifa liegt, a oime kavune, a tiefe Verstand, a oime kakure, a tiefe Anerkennung, in der Siachsis, wie soll der Teure Agdeutsche sich mit Jachis zu Klal Yisruel. Dabei el Benai Yisruel, Zav es Benai Yisruel, Emoir el Benai Yisruel, wo das meint, als wir haben nicht kein eigene Metzies, wir haben nicht keine eigene Identity, Wir haben nicht keine Eigenschaft. Unser ganze Metzies ist, Kiluni benai ish eichad nachni. Unser ganze Metzies ist, als ein Semme benai Yisruel, wo der Tat von benai Yisruel steht in der Woche der Gesetze. Als mehr hat der Scheiches zu benai Yisruel, als mehr hat der Scheiches zu den Kidde von Ayid, und als mehr hat der Scheiches zu den Zeviem, de Debirim, von dem Eibischen, von dabei der benai Yisruel, wo der Dibber ist, als Kiluni benai ish eichot nachni, als sind wir alle Brüder. Ins weiß mir alle, an der Teure Hagedeutsche sagt Bunim Atem Lashem Elekaichem. Der Eibischte rief uns Kinder. Reb Maye, der Tanne leikt noch zieh, Beinkach krie im Bunem. Wo das meint, als viele Chas beschule mit 40 und schon, wie sie bedarf zu sein. Afapiken, Bunem Atem Lashem Elekaichem. In also wie Reb Maye, Pasken der Aschbin der Chivis. Aber der Rannen der Drusche sagt, als Bunem Atem Lashem Elekaichem. Nur die Klau, nur Atem werden umgeriefen Bunem. Die Juchid wird nicht umgeriefen Aben. Das meint, als sie können werden umgeriefen Aben, das Tuli, wie viele Menschen margisch im Makir, dem Kiluni benai ish eichot noch nie. Wie viel versteht, also hat nicht kein eigene Nummern, sind nicht du kann Nummern für Ayid, sind nicht du kann Nummern in der Teure noch dabei, der benai Yisruel. In wie viel versteht, du sind der Herd, als ein ganzer Metzies ist nur ein Heilig von dem Klau, demut wird umgeriefen, Bunem Atem, Lashem Elekaichem. Der Teure Agdoische sagt, Loi bitzet koschu ebe yoishe levavchu ate budu reishes es arzam. Frag der Ramban, adus meint, der Teure sagt, als in Zomenisch kann Zeduke, in Zomenisch kann Yashris, sie können solche sagen, kein Zisruel. Aber der Teure sagt, kimi yahaves Hashem eschen. Der Eibischte hat uns Liebe, dass noch scheif, wenn es von mir Zeduke mit Yashris. Sagt der Ramban, Loi bitzet koschu, Ibi Yoishe Levav Chu ate Budu Reishes es Arzam. Die Juchid hat es nicht. Ki me'ahaves Hashem eschem. Die Klal hat es ja. Also wie a Binyin, der Binyin ist sei Schein. Aber das Sach, wo mit Kicken hat man sehen, a Zigele dort hat man sehen. Aber du sie nicht, also wie es bedarf zu sein. Kiloch Yufur Ayusi. Me'ahaves Hashem eschem. Die Klal Yisruel hat der Scheinkeit. Als Ayid versteht, als ein ganzer Metzies ist nur, als ist ein Heilig von der Klau. Lebt nicht für sich. Kriegt raus von seinen Dalledammes. Tracht, was kann ich tun von meinem Chave? Probiert, Meure zu sein, sich heranzulegen in der Zure von seinem Chave, in der Klemm von seinem Chave. Demolz hat den Bunem Atem Lashem Elekaichem. Demolz hat dem Erhaves Hashem Eschem. Weil in der Metzies ist, als Kiluni benai ish eichot noch nie. Demolz hat dem dabei el benai Yisruel. Die tausende Jiden, die hinderte Jiden, die tausende Jiden, was können sich zusammen tun? Schreien heraus, Kiluni benai ish eichot noch nie. So tausende Jiden, was schreien. Als wir verstehen, wo das meint, dabei el benai Yisruel. Wir verstehen, dass wir haben nicht keine eigene Metzies. Wir verstehen, dass wir haben nicht keine eigene Existenz. Wir verstehen, dass unser Mehiss ist, Kiluni benai ish eichot noch nie. Sie titten zwei, wenn Chave hat Azure, wenn sie geschenkt der Inblick zu Chave. Ich befragt, als sie geschenkt als eine österliche Tragödie, an in der Härte Tragödie. Verstehe mir, aber wir können nicht sitzen in der heimischen Wagen. Wir dürfen rausgehen, rausschreien in unsere Weitung. Weil Kiluni benai ish eichot noch nie. Wir können nicht losen, der Sprüche sollen fühlen, als sie sind allein. Wir trachten, wie soll, können wir uns mit eures an sich schießen. Mispallel zu sein, anrasen, für Yosef, ben Ahive Maside. Anrasen, für Schiles, Basalise. Anrasen, für Daniel, ben Alise. Suchen von dem Wucherl auf Rummele, die bist nicht allein. Du tausende Jiden, was schreien mit dir, kicken raus mit dir, warten zu sehen, aber du sollst es kennen übernehmen, sollst es kennen der Heiben. Weil Kiluni bin ich hat noch nie. Du ist unsere Metzies, du verstehen mir. Du schreien mir, du Handnacht. Kiluni bin ich hat noch nie. Ach, lass mir das nehmen nach Tritt warte. Ins weiß mir alle, der bekannte Rambam in Hilches Tanis. Avol im lo Yizaki, velo Yuri. Eilu oimer, du verzemi minegu oilam. Zure zi nikru nikris luni. Halai zi deirech achzurius. Tomich als beschulem geschenktes Hatzure. In Ayid schreit, siz am minegu oilam, siz am mikre, zog der Rambam halai zi deirech achzurius. Lechoir is de divrei hu Rambam temiem. Deirich achzurius? Deirich kefire. Dus het de deirich van de kofferen zu zoeken als es mikker, als es minnig hu oilam. De teretz is neven Ezra steit, als achzor is aluschen achzor. In de Rambam edu me waar, wie kimt us, als Ayid soll sein mikkere. Wie kommt es, dass Ayid nicht der Herr in der Hashguches Hashem, die Geschrei von dem Eibischten? Das ist, weil Achzor, lebt mit in Fremdkeit. Der Herr nicht dem Keluni benai Isheichot noch nie. Der Herr nicht dem Bunem Atem Lashem Melekaichem. Der Herr nicht dem Dabairel benai Yisruail. In Zaza Ayid, in Ishdude his Galles Alikis. Zaza jede teure sich Messiachis zu benayes Ruai, zu der, was der Häten versteht, also hat nicht kein eigener Metzies. In der ganze Mehis ist, Kiluni benay ich eichot noch nie. Also wie sie steht in Pusik, weil hier beschieden Melech. Wenn der Hät sich bei Yeshirin, als es du am Melech, hat der Eibischte ist Melech, bis Asai Frushayam. Sagt mir, solche Zadik levruche suchten, Divriyoyu, wo haftul riachu kemoichu ani Hashem. Wie es du achdes Yisruel, der hätt men as ani Hashem. Also du achdes Yisruel, seht men achdes Hashem. Die Gemüde sucht im Sechtes Shabbos. Lo ihr bechu eilzo. Eizehi eilzo, she begifo shel Udam, zehi ayayze hore. Sha ayoim oime lo yasai kach, le mucho oime lo yasai kach, at sha oime lo leich avoid avoid zure. Die ayayze hore sucht die Gemüde, wird ungeriefen eilzo. Sein Arbeit ist, bring an Suris, bring an Fremdkeit, bring an de Hänisch, was de Mehis von Ayid ist. De Hänisch, was de Metzies von Ayid ist. In Demmels, et de Sein Mikre, dus is dem Leich avoid zure. Weil wie es nicht du kann Benayis Ruai, wie man lebt nicht mit Benayis Ruai, der hält mir nicht, der hält mir nicht der Mani Hashem. Der Eulen, was ist zusammengekommen, du hat Nacht, schreien, als Kiluni benai ich eichot noch nie. Der hält ja, als du der Hashguches Hashem. Der hält ja, als in der Tragödie schreit der Kudish Baruchi. Der hält ja, als tit sich du ab Sadavar el Benai Yisruai. Ist Moirai ben Aboisai. In Stein mir jetzt, Umfang Gemai HaShoivuvim. Shivi Bunim Shoivuvim. Ketzerig de Nekide von Bunim. Dus ist de Nekide. Ketzerig de Nekide von Bunim, dus ist de Chive. Wir soll die Oder haben. Wir soll du kimmen Hand nach den Aroschrein, Kiluni benai ich eichot noch nie. Du sie de Shivi Bunim. Wir soll zurückkehren, wir soll verstehen, wir soll mitleben, wir soll margisch sein. Als in der Metzies ist, Bunim atem Lashem Elekaichem. Da wird el benai Yisruail. Du sie in der Metzies. So hat sich jetzt auch gespielt in Klal Yisruel. Dem größten Simche, was du gewähnt. De Nummer, was es gewähnt, Ruglal Lishoinaini, Schule Mordche ben Rivke, was hat solche gewähnt, rauszugehen, was hat geschmachteten Tfiese. Ibe Neuse Flesert, es noch akudisch Barchi getein, auf der Eufen mit Mamisch, von einer Nespire Mamisch. Und das hat gebringt, za Kiddish Hashem, le Malema hast du geseini Mamisch. Aber Seele immer sehr, Usa hakudish Barchi, bei euch soite Kiefe, über euch so jamtiv. Als amin osterliche Imglick, als haben ihm der Härte im Glück. Wo das verlangt sich, ein größer Jid soll das uptatschen. Als in Sort mit sie ist. Aber was uns darf man herausnehmen von dem. Als die Keuches, dem osterliche Achdes, dem osterliche Samayach sah bis im Chusoi shel Chavairoi. Mishtatev sah bis im Chusoi shel Chavairoi. Was hat sich du ausgewiesen? Die Keuches darf man nehmen, Mishtatev sah bis Zerusoi shel Chavairoi. Mitfühlen jenems Pan, mitleben jenems Zure, nicht nur mitfühlen, sondern das Mitleben. Die alle Jiden, was kommen schreien, du hat Nacht, Kiluni benai ich echot noch nie. Schreien, als wir nehmen, dem Mistater sein bis zum Chusoi shel Chavairoi, die Keuches hanefisch, in leigen des Arane Mistater sein bis zum Chusoi shel Chavairoi. Die Keuches, was uns haben gesehen, was Tfille meint bei Klal Yisroel. Was Minne meint bei Klal Yisroel. Du soll anleigen, mit Statev sein, bei Zerusoi shel Chavairoi. In dusse Shivi Bunim Shoivovim. Zurückkehren den Kinder von Bunim. Janke Vini hat gesagt, Hai Osvi v'agidu lechem, Hai Sashi Yikru Eschem ba'achris hayumim. Het angesammelt seine Kinder, Hai Osvi, jetzt geht mit alles an die Ketz. Steigt in Medrisch, Hai Osvi, Salusha von Hitahari. Reinigt senk. So die Ismach Yisroel, Hai Osvi, dus is de Tahare. De Tahare, dus is de Hai Osvi, dus allein is de Tahare. De Shivi Bunim Shoivovim, kimmen du in Schreien, Kiluni benai ish echot noch nie. Dus is dem Hai Osvi, dus is de Tahari, dus is de Shive. So wir in solche sagen. Der Eibisch soll nehmen, der Eibisch soll kicken. Auf der Herze von die alle Jiden, wo sitzen du? In Terachten. Mit wuss kann ich mich schapersam an der Massen. Lise Chisam, le Teufusam. Ich will mir eure Samen an Herzen soll mitfühlen dazu, das von Klal Yisroel. Ich will uns eure werden zerschieben, lise Chisam, le Teufusam, lise Chisam, le Teufusam von Klal Yisroel. Soll der Eibisch dir helfen. Als in des Chis, so mindestens alle werden zu der hechere Madreige. Von Atem krien Udom. Wie sie steht in Zwurim, als nicht noch Kiluni benai ich Echot noch nie mit seinen Brides, nor bis der, nor in seinem eins Mammisch. Wie sie steht in Teume der Wäurin, in Tanja Peiriklam mit Beis. Sie nicht mit Stativ, mit Zerusoi shel Chavairoi, sie nicht neueste bei Ol Chavairoi, no es ist der eigene Zah, der eigene Ol. Und in dem Schiss, der Eibischte soll sehen, in se Tahare, der Tahare, der Eibischte soll sehen, der Hai Osvi, dem Shivi Bunim. Immer soll mir solche sagen. Ze behakel hakuol, tiski veloisuri, wie dich Samsoife tatscht. Wenn es du hakel es hakuol, ist tiski, ist du chasudem, wie sie steht in Zohar Akudish, veloisuri, und ich kann din. Als doch der Kehille, doch dem Schrein, Kiluni benai, ich echot noch nie. Der Weitung, der Gefühl, finde ich, Aroshrein, als uns kämen nicht los, am Spuche sitzen, vielen, als seien allein. Als Klal Yisroel, als Shukashim Jiden der Welt, soll vielen, als ist allein in der Eiszure. Du tausende Jiden, wie Steine kicken heraus, auf den kicken heraus, zu sagen, Yad Yeminoi. Soll du es mal spielen, sagen, Chesudem. Yuchit Shishov, mai vire viele Eulam. Kolschken bekal, bechoi mazami ribiyam. In dem Schiss soll man in solche sagen, sie hier jigal oisuni bekudoiv, wie kabalt niduchaini mei arbe kampfoi zu uretz, chawairim kol Yisruail, wie sie steht in der Psudik, als doch de chawairim kol Yisruail, aber in solche sagen, sie hier jigal oisuni bekudoiv, bebies hagoil zedig, beim Heiruv yumaini umay.
Skoich. Jetzt werden die Bereich Chizik, wie es Ares von Agun, Agudel, der Bavrum, Schorschlitte, Ruf, der Kahal, Neiser, Gedalia.
Shis, Rabunem, Agoinim, Shlite, Shis HaTzibur Chushev. So wie mit jetzt gehört, Chshivas von Achdus, Chshivas von Messiache sein, einer zum Zweiten, noch geben der Bakusche von Achaini Aswardem, wo sitzen du und verstehen nicht kein Wort, was keiner redet du, und ich reden in Sofa mit der Beres, und reden in Englisch. Moira wird aber sei. Achdus, sehr scheine Sache. Achdus is very easy to claim and very easy to say that we have Achdus. There is only one thing that's Ma'achid Kalal Yisrael. The Emunah in Hashem Echad. There is no Achdus if there is no Ribeinu Shalom. We don't believe in nationalism. We don't believe in a nation. We believe in one thing. As da ein Ribeinu Shalom is da ein Volk. The Ma'achid of Klal Yisrael is Emunah B'Hashem. The Ma'achid in Klal Yisrael is am Volk der Heilige Bashefer. There is no other way to make Achdus. Every other Achdus is false. Every other Achdus has no pshat. The only way it's Shaykh Achdus, as the Sfasem says in Pashas Va'era, is because people that work on an assembly line, or people that are in a concert or in a choir, everybody knows that if one is missing, the finished product will not be there. And we are here to finish a product for the Heilige Bashefer, and every Yid is part of that assembly line, every Yid is part of that choir, and that's what's Ma'achid Klal Yisrael. The Heilige Commandment says, "V'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha ani Hashem," are the same gematria. Because if you have v'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha, you have v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. We're here to be Nisayrer. God Eibishter sent a fire down to the world. And to be Meshabeach everybody that's here. We are Mekayim a Posik in this week's Seder. Moshe Rabbeinu saw a Mara Agodel, and Moshe Rabbeinu said, Asura no ve'ere, and the Eibishter said, Vayara Hashem kisor liros. Svarim HaKadoshim teach us, what does the Eibishter want from us? Asura, Rashi says, Mikan, I'm going to move away from where I am, and I'm going to see what is this fire all about. And when Vayara Hashem kisar liros, when the Eibishter said, as Yidden kommen zu sehen, and Yidden want to know what the Mara HaGodel is all about. And they want to know, Madua le'yivar asneh, why did the fire burn out something out of me? Why did I stay the same? Why basnei nenu ukol? Zog the Eibishter, vayar kisar liros. The Eibishter says, I will come to you and I will be megala myself to you. Because this is what the Eibishter will, that Klal Yisrael should be a sar liros. They should come and look and ask, what is this fire about? A person is made up of 4 Yesodis. A person is made up of Eish, Mayim, Ruach, and Ofar. Let us look at a Dover Nifla. Mayim can destroy. but it doesn't change what it destroys to water. Ruach can destroy, but it doesn't become Ruach. A mudslide can destroy, but everything stays covered with mud, but it doesn't disappear. Eish had a different metzius. When Eish catches on to something else, it makes the other thing also burn. Eish has the ability that it catches fire. It catches fire. And maybe let us look a little bit what Eish is about when Eish came down to the world. There's an Eish the Kedusha and there's an Eish that's a mazik, as it says in the first Mishnah in Baba Kama. The Eish the Kedusha is the koyach of one yid to be mashpia on another yid. The Eish Kodesh that a Yid has, the Neshama Kedosha that a Yid has, that I could take his fire that burns in him and turn on a fire in everybody else. That's the Eish of Kedusha. But there's the Eish of the other side. There's a Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, Havedonis kol adam lekaf zchus. Why? You'll ask any person, because you have to look at a person in the kapschus, you have to be down the other person in the kapschus. Rabbi Shua Leib Diskin, in Chuvis, in a few lines, says a dover nifla. Do you know why people do something wrong, Zok Rabbi Shua Leib? Because other people do it. And when other people do it and everybody does it, it suddenly becomes not so chomer. It suddenly becomes something that's not so chomer in somebody's eyes. Zok Rabbi Shua Leib, if you see somebody doing an aveira, the aveira loses its chumrah, loses its severity. But if you done the adam lekaf zchus, you're doing yourself a very big favor because nobody was over that Aveira yet. Havadonis kol adam lekaf zchus is that you shouldn't learn from somebody else. Because you shouldn't look at it that the Aveira is being transgressed and being something that's going catchy by other people. Tired tzibur. When somebody is over things berabim, he not only does damage to himself, he does damage to the tzibur. Because by everybody the aveira goes down and the severity of the aveira goes down. When people do things b'tzibur, then everybody says, everybody does it, and everybody does it, I could do it also, Rahman al-Islam. And that's the fire that catches. The fire that goes from one person to the next. And that is very catchy. And I don't have to stand there and talk about this or about that. Because everybody knows the pirtzes that there are. Everybody knows what's going on in the streets. Everybody knows that smartphones and iPhones are being machrif klal Yisrael, and you have in front of you a kuntres that tells you the bluff of a smartphone, that it doesn't help you for business whatsoever. People go dressed in ways that are anti the Rebbeinu Shalom. And with that, they make an eish catch from one person to the next until people say, how could I not wear that? Everybody wears that. How could I be different from everybody else? That's the eish that burns, the eish that's mazik, the eish that's catchy from one person to the next. Tayr tzibur, let us take the eish the kedusha. The age of Kedusha, of turning on the fire one to another, Ish Le'eu Yoim Chazak, Ish Le'eu, one to another, to be mechazik one to another, to bring Yiddishkeit one to another. Let's go away with one Nekuda. With one Nekuda that we could go away with of Eserus. Let us bring the Rebbeinu Shalom back into our lives. And I will say exactly what I mean. And everybody should realize what means bringing back the Rebbeinu Shalom into our lives. Everything when we make a cheshbon, should we do it or should we not do it? What plays a role in our cheshbon? A lot of different things. When the Isha goes into a store to buy something, there are things that she thinks about. What is my husband going to say to it? What are my friends going to say to it? Let's add one more Nakuda before everything. What is the Rebbeinu Shalom going to say to it? Everything that we do, let's bring back a new Nakuda into our contemplation whether we are going to do it or not. The Rebbeinu Shalom. Does the Rebbeinu Shalom want me to do this? Does the Rebbeinu Shalom not want me to do this? Does the Rebbeinu Shalom have honor from it, or does the Rebbeinu Shalom not have honor from it? Let us bring back the Rebbeinu Shalom into our lives. The Rebbeinu Shalom called on us. It says Yikra with an Aleph, and the Taich is Yikra with a Hey. Chayde, you touch Yikra Eschem, was it treffen. Why doesn't it say a Hey? I heard from my father, the Chayin Avaracha, Amur the Kipshat, because the Mikrim of Achris Hayomim are going to be a Kriya to the person. This fire was the Rebbeinu Shalom talking to us. The Rebbeinu Shalom beckoning to us. Bring me back into your lives. Bring the fire of Kedusha back into your lives. And put out that fire that catches from one person to another, that we imitate one another and we go down the slippery slope. Let us take a Seirus. Bring the Rebbeinu Shalom back into our lives. We'll bring Achdus back into our lives. When we all look up to the Rebbeinu Shalom, one has Achdus. And coming together tonight to see what the Rebbeinu Shalom is asking from us. And being mishtatev begufu b'momoin in this Asifa. Opening up the hearts and opening up the pockets. Opening up the hearts for tshuva and opening up the pockets for the mishpacha that needs our help. And that's chus, the Eibishter will see that we're turning in the right direction. And the Eibishter will bring the Geula Shleima b'meheira b'yameinu.
I would like to apply what the Rav Shaw just told us to Psukim in the Chumash that we're all very familiar with. In Parsha Shmini, we find that after the Mishkan was prepared and the Mishkan was Zischanach, and Moshe Rabbeinu brought the Kabbanis, and that was the turn of Aharon HaKoyin and his children to bring the Kabbanis. And it says, "Vateitze eish m'lifnei Hashem, vatoichal al mizbeach es ha'oil v'sachalovim." A fire went out from before Hashem, and it ate up everything that was on the Mizbeach. The oil and the chalovim, they were waiting for this moment when they'll see the Shekhinah returning and taking the Kabbanis away. Because that's what they were waiting for. They were waiting to see that Kadosh Baruch Hu finally forgave them for the Chet HaEgel. Then after that, the next pasuk is, that's a positive thing of what happened with the fire that came to the Hashem. Vayikhu v'nei Aharoi nadav v'avihu ish machtosoi vayitu v'hein eish. And nadav v'avihu, the children from Aharon, each one took his machta and they put fire on it. Vayisimi olei ketoires. Vayakrivu l'fnei Hashem eish zora. And they were makriv for Hashem, a eish zara, a fire they should have not brought. Asher lo yitziva oisam, that Kadosh Baruch Hu was not mitzvah them to bring. Vateitze eish, melifnei Hashem, vatoichal oisam. And a fire went out from before Hashem, vatoichal oisam, it consumed nadav avihu, vayamusu, and they died lifnei Hashem. Now what's interesting over here is that the Klal Yisrael recognized that the fire that consumed Nadav Avihu was Vateitze Eish M'lifnei Hashem Vatoichal Oisam. And the Chazal say that Nadav Avihu died because, at least according to one of the Manda Amrim, Al Dei Shahoru Halacha Lifnei Moshe Rabban. Moshe Rabbeinu was there. They didn't ask him what to do, but they decided for themselves what has to be done. And there was their chait. So the Maral in Gur Aryeh asks, the Torah Kedosha says, "Vayakrivu l'fnei Hashem eish zara shelo yitziva oisam." That's the reason. So how did Chazal come and say, because they were boy halacha b'fnei Rabban? Where does this come in? So Maral puts down here a tremendous nekuda. He says it was eish zara because they didn't ask Moshe Rabbeinu what to do. Because they were moira halacha b'fnei Rabban, that's what turned this eish into eish zara. And that's really a continuation of what Rav Shaw said before. We have to bring a Kadosh Baruch Hu back into our lives. And that's what they did, the Klal Yisrael at that time. They said there was a fire that consumed Nadav Avihu. Could have been an accident. The lighter fluid flew back and it burned them. No, they understood this was an eish M'lifnei Hashem. And there was a reason for it. And the reason for it was because the Moira Halacha L'fnei Rabban. Moshe Rabbeinu was there. They should have said, Rabbeinu Moshe, what does the Rebbeinu Shalom want us to do? Not what do I want to do. What does the Rebbeinu Shalom want us to do? And Moshe Rabbeinu could have told them. But they failed to do that. So this eish, automatically the Maral says, became an eish zara. It became a fire that did not belong here. And that's really a continuation of what Rav Shaw just told us. We have to bring back the Kadosh Baruch Hu into our cheshbonis, into our daily cheshbonis that we make about decisions in our daily lives. We have to ask, what does the Rebbeinu Shalom want? Is this action going to cause a nachas ruach for Kadosh Baruch Hu, or chas v'sholom the hepech? And once we make that calculation, we make that cheshbon, it'll help us avoid many things that we're not supposed to do. I would now like to introduce the Rav of the family, of the Azan family Nebuch. Now, I don't know very much about Rabbi Ozeri, but we live in the same neighborhood, so I've observed certain things about him. There isn't a thing that happens in the community, whether it's Bashkenazim or by Sfardim, that he doesn't take a lead in it. With the Sassoon family, when they had that terrible tragedy with the 7 children that were burned, who was there? Who was leading up till this day? Who was involved? Rabbi Ozeri. Rabbi Ozeri has basically become a surrogate father to the Azan family now. He goes in b'chol liboy, b'chol nafshoy, when he takes on something. And I feel it's an honor and a schus for me to ask him, to introduce him now, and he should say a few words.
Good evening. I'm a guest here this evening, and therefore, potin b'chod achsanya. I'd like to share with you how tonight's Asifa and last night's Asifa came about through one of the main achsanyas of this evening. Last Sunday night, there was an Asifa in Flatbush on East 27th Street and Avenue N. Before I got there, I was notified by GoFundMe that there's a person who would like to speak to me about a donation for the family. And if I would like to speak to him, should they give him my address, my email address, my phone number? And I answered them, of course, certainly. And we went back and forth. We were playing tag phone, and we didn't connect. After the Asifa, I got in my car. It was raining. Got a phone call. And the man at the other end of the line says to me that he'd like to speak to me tonight. It was almost 11 o'clock. He's in Borough Park. If I would like, he would come to Flatbush. And I said, no, I'm in my car already. It's raining. I'll come to you. Where are you? Tells me 13th Avenue and 42nd Street in his office. I went there. I have to tell you, I was quite frightened. The street was dark. There was nobody in the street. It was an upstairs office. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know who I was going to. All I had was a name. I said, you know what? I'm not going up. I'm going to call and tell him to come down, which I did. And he said, oh, I'm not there yet. I'll be there in a minute. He pulled up in his car. I didn't know who was coming or what was coming. And a Hasidic Yid comes out of a van, Ehrlicher Mensch, by the name of Shimmy Spry. And he introduces himself and he says, come, let's go up to my office. I was no longer frightened. I went up to the office and we sat there for a half hour, and he's telling me how we have to raise a lot of money for this Azan family, and he wants to make asifot, one for women and one for men. He believes he could bring thousands of people and make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm sitting there listening to him. I have no idea who he is. He looks just too young for all this. And while he was talking, I realized this was going to cost a lot of money. I said, there's an expense? He says, yes, a very big expense. I said, how much is it going to cost us? He says, us, not going to cost you anything, not going to cause the fund anything. We're not going to take any money from anybody that gives towards the fund. Myself and some private askanim, private donors, will take care of it. I said, fine, you want to do it? We have no objections. He says, we're going to open up on the Chesed Fund. That's where our people give money through. And we're going to make envelopes, and we're going to do this, and we're going to have a hall, and we're going to... Okay. I have to tell you, I left a bit skeptical. Can this really happen? Rabotai, it is absolutely amazing what one man, L'Shem Shamayim, can accomplish. You're basically a Hasidic community. We are a Sephardic Syrian community. I didn't come knocking on your door for this. You came knocking on our door. Mi ka'amecha Yisrael. Rabotai, and I know it was L'Shem Shamayim. Kol Knesiyah she L'Shem Shamayim sofa litkayema. Last night, there was over 4,000 women in this building. I have no idea how many people are here tonight. My wife was here last night. And you saw thousands of women braving the extreme cold. For what? To come, to hear, to accept Musar, to be Mekadesh Shem Shamayim. Yes, to be Mekadesh Shem Shamayim. I feel like we can make a beracha tonight. I'd like to read you a halacha from Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch Or HaChaim Resh Chav Bet says, Al Shmoot Shehen Tovot Lo Levado Mevarech Shechianu. If you have a good shmu'ah that comes to you, for you, you say Shechianu. V'im hem tovot la'achirim, mevarech hatov ve'ametiv. But if it's good for you and others, you say hatov ve'ametiv. Al shmu'ot ra'ot, mevarech baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam, dayan ha'emet. Rabotai, we can make these berachot. We have a man, Rav Shalom Mordechai Rubashkin, who was freed. It was good for him and good for us, good for Klal Yisrael, that such a man should be brought back into our society. So we can make the beracha hatov ve'ametiv. And on the Azan family, the mother and the 3 children, we could say Baruch Dayan HaEmet. Can we also make a Shechianu v'Kiyamanu v'Giyanu Lazman Hazeh? And allow me to share with you a story from Auschwitz. The Bluzhev Rebbe, Zecher Tzadik v'Kadosh Livracha, who many of you vividly remember, was in the camps. And it was Hanukkah. And he told the inmates, tell other inmates, tonight, in the middle of the night, under the watchful eye of the Nazis, Yemach Shemam v'Zechram, we're going to light a menorah, the first night of Hanukkah. And they couldn't believe, the Hasidim, how many people were sneaking into the barracks of the Bluzhev Rebbe. Tens and dozens of people. Before you knew it, there was 100 people, there was 200 people. Everyone that came put their life on the line. What was the menorah? The menorah was an old shoe. What was the oil? They bribed some Nazi guard for some shoe polish. And they squeezed oil out of the shoe polish. And from a thread from the Auschwitz uniform that they had to wear, the prison uniform, they made a wick. And the Rebbe has the honor, the kibbud of lighting the menorah. And he makes the first beracha, L'adlik ner shel Chanukah. He makes the second beracha, She'asa nisim la'avotenu bayamim ha'em hazman hazeh. And then hesitated, and he made the beracha, Shechianu v'kiyamanu v'gianu lazman hazeh. And then he lit the menorah. They let it lit a few minutes, and that was it. They sent everybody back to their barracks. One fellow stayed behind, and he went over to the Rebbe and he says, how could you? How dare you say Shechianu v'kiyamanu v'gianu lazman hazeh in this hellhole? How could you? And the Rebbe looked at him and he told him, When I got to Shechianu, I hesitated. I was not going to make the beracha. But when I saw how many people came and were moser nefesh for the mitzvah, they put their lives on the line, that was the reason why I said, Shechianu v'kiyamanu v'gianu lazman hazeh. Rabotai, we saw last night and tonight how many thousands of people were moser nefesh for somebody who you don't even know, somebody who you may never see in your lifetime, for a family who comes from a totally different world, from Damascus, Syria. And you're willing to come and to hear and to make changes and to give money. That's a reason tonight not only to say Hatov ve'ametiv and Hadayana emet, it's reason to say Shehiyanu v'kiyamanu v'gi'anu lazman hazeh. We're here for the Azan family. Who is Yossi Azan? Who is this man? The story of Eov starts off, Ish haya be'eretz Utz, Eov shemo, ve'haya ha'ish hahu tam v'yashar, v'yireh Elohim v'sar mera'. Rabotai, we look at Yossi today as an Eov of our door. Yossi Azan was an Ish, is an Ish. An Ish connotes distinction. Adam Hashuv. Yossi is Tam. Tam is Mushlam. Doesn't mean simple. Means Mushlam. B'yashar. You could ask anybody about Yossi who knows him, and there are thousands of people that know him. Masau matan memunah, an honest person who's not part of the rat race, who's not looking to have everything everybody else has, who is a sameach behelko, virei Elokim. He is a real Eved Hashem. Do you know? For as long as we can remember, he davens every morning, 365 days a year, Vasikin. In a Vatikin Minyan, never misses. And on Shabbat, he proudly has the honor of taking his children with him. They are trained to wake up early, before dawn, to go with him to Vatikin. Today he cried in the hospital how he took his children to Vatikin, and after davening they had some kiddush, and then he learned with them, and then he came home to Seudat Shlomo HaMelech. Yossi was a Talmid Hacham, learning his entire life. Yes, he worked in the store. That's where many, many people knew him. But when you went in there, he wanted to not talk to you about the hat. He wanted to talk to you at Divrei Torah. Yossi, not many people know, gave shiurim on the radio here, on Israeli stations being mekarev people. Rabotai, I'd like you to take note of the screen right now, because I want you to see what an ohev et haberiyot he was. You're going to hear now 1 minute, or a little bit more than a minute, of one of his derashot that he gave on the radio, one of his shurim. Please turn to the screens.
בין all day or all life להיות איתו ביחד. אפשר רק להקדים שלום בבית כנסת בין אדם לחברו, ברחוב בין אדם רואה את השני, או מבחינת עזרה, או סתם לאהוב. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, מה שאמר רבי עקיבא, זה לא לאהוב את החבר שלך, זה לאהוב את מי שאתה לא אוהב. זה המצווה לאהוב. לא עם מי שנוח לך וכיף לך וטוב לך, טוב לך להיות איתו. עם מי שלא נעים לך והוא לא הסגנון שלך, שם אתה צריך לנסות להתחבר אליו. שם נאמר מצווה ואהבת לרעך כמוך. ואיך אפשר להגיע על זה? על קצת מחשבה, קצת התבוננות וקצת נתינה. כי בן אדם שנותן, הוא מקבל. אם נהפוך את האותיות נתן, נון תף נון, אנחנו נקבל נתן. שבן אדם נותן, הוא מקבל. ואפשר להבין מי אוהב יותר, האבא את הבן או הבן את האבא. האבא תמיד אוהב את הבן יותר. למה? כי כל החיים הוא נותן. כל החיים הוא מעניק. שלמה המלך אומר, אבא אחד יכול לפרנס 1,000 ילדים, ו1,000 ילדים לא יכולים להחזיק אבא אחד. למה? כי אבא, מהמהות שלו, אוהב לתת. והקדוש ברוך הוא טוב ודרכו של טוב להטיב. רק רוצה להטיב איתנו, ורק רוצה לתת לנו. רק אנחנו, עם ישראל, צריכים להיות מאוחדים, צריכים להיות באחדות. ולאהוב כל יהודי ויהודי, כי הוא הבן של מלך. והשם בשמיים רואה שאנחנו אוהבים את הבנים שלו, אז הוא גם יאהב אותנו ואת כולנו.
This is Yossi Hazan, Rabotai, who you are here for this evening. Today was a very hard day for Yossi. Until just a day ago, he was on life support. He was standing between Amavet v'Hayim. Baruch Hashem, ki gavar alenu hasdo, he is off life support. Him and his daughter. There's one son, Daniel, who still needs a very big Yeshua. Sakana gedola. But today, we had to go to the hospital and inform Yossi that he only now has a half of mishpacha. He didn't know what happened to his wife or his 3 other children. He knew that a daughter was in the next room in the hospital and a son down the hall. And his son Avraham, Hashem Yishmereu v'Hayeu, who escaped the fire, came back from Eretz Yisrael this morning, came to the hospital to visit his father. And after he visited, we went in with Dr. Blumenthal, Hashem Yishmereu v'Hayeu, and he was told the news that his wife, Eshet Neorav, his Eshet Hayel, is gone, and his 3 younger children are also in the Olam HaEmet. We brought back in his son, Avraham, and Rabotai, you could see the ahava between father and son. The father crying, trying to be mehazek his son being mehazek the father. It was a scene that you don't even never want to witness in your life. But it was real musad, to see what a real father is, to see what a real son is. Oh, how he cried, bitter tears. And the Rosh Yeshiva walked in, Rabbi Raful, and Yossi tried to get out of the bed for him. Rabbi told him no. And he cried. It's a gezerah, it's a gezerah. And we have to accept Hashem's gezerah. And he cried more. And on the doctor's orders, let him cry. Let him get out all the grief. Rabotai, mi ka'amecha Yisrael. And you are all there for him and his mishpacha. We tried to get Rabbi Waxman here tonight. He was trying. He had many different appointments, a shir and 2 chasanas. But I'd like to tell you over something which I once heard from him. It's the Gemara in Sanhedrin, Daf Lamed Tet. The Gemara talks about the Churban. And it says that Eliyahu Navi was walking through the streets of Yerushalayim during the Churban. And the Gemara says that it was a time of Tapuhei Ra'av. Tapuhei Ra'av means where people were walking around with distended stomachs, that they were so hungry that their stomachs were distended from starvation. And it's usually right before death. And Eliyahu Navi found a young boy with a distended stomach. Yes, tapuhi rabah. And the Gemara says that this young boy was mutal be'ashpa, lying in a garbage heap. Eliyahu Navi came to him and asked him who his family was. And the Gemara says he told him. And Eliyahu Navi asked him, is there anybody left from your family? And he said, no, I am the only one left. Eliyahu Navi said to him, if I teach you something which will restore your life, will you do it? And the boy said, yes. Eliyahu Navi told him, if you want your life restored, say every day, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Eloheinu, Hashem Echad. And the young boy said, Has, Shelo Yiskir B'Shem Hashem. Forbid if I will ever say Shem Hashem. His parents never taught him. And he took out an idol. And he hugged it and he kissed it. And at that moment, the Gemara says, his stomach split open, and he fell off the heap, and the idol fell on him, and he died. Shneimar, v'natati pigrechem al pigre gelulechem. Rabotai, it's an amazing story. A young boy has Gilyon Eliyahu Hanavi. And Eliyahu Hanavi tells him, you'll live. Just say, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. I'm going to give you life. And he refuses. And he ends up dying the worst death with an Avodah Zarah on top of him. Horrendous. On that Gemara, Rabbi Waxman told a similar story. He said, there was a woman who was in Auschwitz who had tremendous mesirut nefesh for the other inmates. Her name was Mrs. Miriam Zupnik. She was known as the angel of Belgium, the angel of Auschwitz. After the war, many Jewish children were living in Christian monasteries. And they were gathered together and brought to an orphanage in Belgium. And Mrs. Zupnik was in charge. And every night she would go to all the little girls and she would give them a warm meal, make sure they were cleaned, and she would tuck each one into bed and say Shema with them. She showed them a tremendous amount of love. One girl got the same treatment. Good meal, bathe. Little girl of 9 years old. She would hug her and kiss her. And then when she put it to bed, she would ask her to say Shema. And the girl said, no. And she would take out a crucifix that she got from the monastery. And she would kiss her crucifix and go to sleep. This went on night after night after night for weeks, for months. And then one night, the girl turns to Mrs. Zupnik and says, right, we have a God. And Mrs. Zupnik says, of course we have a God. And she says, right, this is not God. She points to the crucifix. She goes, right. The girl put the crucifix under the bed, and for the first time she said, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Question. How could it be that Eliyahu Hanavi cannot get a child to say Kiryat Shema, yet 2,000 years later in the modern world, a woman gets a child to say Shema? You know what the answer is, Rabotai? Eliyahu Hanavi found that child in a garbage heap. Mutelet be'ashpa. Even Eliyahu Hanavi couldn't save him. But this girl was given a lot of ahava, a comfortable bed, a good meal. She was taken care of. such a situation. You can get a child to throw away avodah zarah. You can get a child to do almost anything, Rabotai. With warmth and love, with chizuk and encouragement, you can accomplish so much with your children. We can bring them so close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Well, I want you to know, this was Yossi Azan's lifelong mission. To bring his children closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what he lived for. That's all he ever wanted to talk about was or Torah or his children's chinuch. Nothing else. Nothing else. And now he has a churban. He has his own personal shoah, Rabotai. What do? When I spoke last week and I looked at the crowd, I said, just make a change. However so small, make a little change in your life. Small changes make great people. I told them that they once asked Rav Shach after Rosh Hashanah what was his new Kabbalah for the year. And he told them, I decided that this year I'm going to say Birkat HaMazon from the Sidur and only till Azanet HaKol, the first Beracha, and only till Chanukah. Because change is not easy, change is difficult. With changes, we could bring the Mashiach. We can. Rabbi Shor just spoke about how difficult it is. We never had, in all of Gullus, in 2,000 years of Gullus, our children never had a nisayon like they have today. This nisayon of technology. I'm not here to talk about technology. But we have to give our children so much love and warmth. Like Yossi does and like he did do. Rav Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld, no secret, he lived in Ir Atikah, the old city, in a basement. And during the summertime, you couldn't breathe in that basement. And the last few years of his life, he rented a room in the Diskin orphanage home in Yerushalayim. Because the air was better for him. He had to, it was mandatory by the doctors to move out of that basement. But the minute the winter came, he moved back into the basement. And they asked him, why? Stay where you are. What do you have to go back there for? And he said, I'll tell you why. I'm getting on in age. And my time is going to come soon. And I feel bad for the Chevra Kadisha if they have to take me from the Diskin orphanage home to Har HaZeitim. There, my old apartment is near Har HaZeitim. If I die there, it won't be too much trouble for them. Rabotai, who thinks of these things? Who? You'd be surprised. Yossi Azan was a man full of small things. He used to look to do chesed for people. Wasn't a rich man, but with his own time and his own self. Small things like you saw now, nobody knows he was on the radio. People would come into the store, he would find out they would have a problem, he would try to help them. Now it's our time to try and help him. Lo halamnu, we didn't dream when we started this campaign that we would reach $1 million. But according to the doctors, there's going to be a lot of surgeries that insurance will not pay for because a lot of them are plastic surgeries. Insurance companies will not pay for it. We know from the Sassoon family that they spent out of pocket already $300,000 in surgeries that were not covered by insurance. He will not be able to work now, at least for a year. He has to take care of his children. We need to be there for him. And you are. And I'm going to conclude, Rabotai, with the following. Umaha Hashem Elokim dim'a me'al kol panim. Hashem, la'atid lavo, is going to wipe away dim'a, tears, me'al kol panim. And the question is asked, what's kol panim? Why couldn't it just say panim? And the answer is that it's tears of joy and tears of sorrow. We're going to wipe away the tears of joy? Yes. Rabotai, did you ever wonder why we cry when we're happy? You marry a child, you cry. You have a baby, you cry. Your son becomes a chassan, you cry. Your daughter becomes a guy. Why do we cry when we're happy? You know why? Because deep down, we know that this happiness is only a fleeting moment. It's gullus. And it's only here for just a few moments. And then that simcha is gone. And that's why we cry when we're happy. Gonna come the Geulah Shelema. Umaha Hashem Elohim dim'a me'al kol panim. No longer will the joy only be a fleeting moment. It will be an eternal joy. We hope and pray that this is the end. That this is the end. This is the end of the Hevrei Mashiach. Rabotai, I can tell you tzarot, serorot that are going on in communities with young and old. We thought now we're done and we hear the news. 2 families from Scarsdale are on a plane. They were all killed yesterday. Didn't get the news till today. A mother and a father and 3 children, and a mother and a father and a daughter. Mazeh. We have to make changes. We have to be noser be'olim havero. And I'd just like to thank each and every one of you. It's such chizuk for our community. No one could believe that Borough Park called upon us. We want to help. Thank you, Shimi Spry. Thank all the Askanim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should pay you back kifle kiflayim. And midah kereged midah. You should never see any sorrow in your life. Mashiach should come. And we'll march before Mashiach. And he'll look at us from Flatbush and Borough Park. And he'll be proud of us. Yehi ratzon that we should see the coming of Mashiach very soon. B'meira b'yameinu, amen.
Jetzt kann ich jetzt mit Sogen Pirke Tillem. Aber gefragt mir Ruhe, ist da in ihr nicht Sogen Tillem bei Nacht. Aber in der Eis Zure, als Zeit, wenn Klal Yisroel kommt sich zusammen. Klal Yisroel von allen Schichten, von allen Plätzen, weil jeder eine fühlt, als ins Kämmer des ist dadurch ein Bestieke. Wenn er Tat hat, sei lieb sein Kind, will nicht schlugen sein Kind, bestimmt öffentlich. Es ist gegen die Natur von einem Menschen, will nicht schlugen sein Kind, sein lechte Kind. Aber darf ja schlugen. Belesbreier darf schlugen. Es riert gut nicht bei dem Kind. Darf schlugen, weil will mechanisch sein, dem Kind. Aber euch riert es gut nicht bei dem Kind, wie Sach mehr ist, der Tate zu brauchen. Und das ist, was der Rebäunische Leulam sagt, der Nubi sagt, Le Shav, wie Kaisi Bunem. Im Sinn, habe ich geschlugen, die Kinder, Mr. Loi Lukuchi. Wie groß ist der Zara Schchina, man nimmt nicht die Message. Man schickt zurück die Message, ist nicht umgekommen. Nein, die Message ist umgekommen. Jetzt gehen wir sich aufstellen zusammen. Wir gehen darauf riefen, Chushe Beschlicht Zibber, ab Schulem Kessler, das Vorsuchen Pirke zu Hillem. Nicht auf Maskele David. Sucht mir, wie ist Maskele David. Du kodem hat mit Chira Malas im Markt.
Shir Amaloes mi mama kem krusichu Adonai Adonai shimu bekoili tihenu oznechu kashivoes lekoel tachaninoi im avoinois tishmor yo Adonai mi amoed Kimchu aslichu leman tivurai Kivisi Adonai kibesu nafshi Velidvuroi hoi cholti Nafshi l'Adonai mishoimerim laboiker shoimerim laboiker Yachai Yisruai l'Adonai ki im Adonai yachesed V'harbai moi fedis Vehi yifdes Yisrael B'koi lavoinoi sov Maskil leDavid B'yoisoi b'amur tfilo Koili el Adonai ezok Koili el Adonai eschanon Espoich lefunov sichi Tzurusi lefunov agid Behisata ifulai richi Viatu yudatu nesivusi Beoirach zi es halaich tom li fachli Halaich Habayet yumin iryai V'yain li makir Uvad busois bimehni Ein doiraish lenafshi Zuakti eileich u Adonai Umarti atu machsi Chelki b'yeretz achayim Hakshivu el rinusi Kidaloi simyoid Hatzilaini mai roit foi Ki yom tzimimeni Hoi tzio mi masgar nafshi להוידויס אשמייכו כי ביחתירי צדיקים כי סיגמוי לולוי Achayni kol bais Yisrael Hanesinim batzuru vashivyu Hoim dim bain bayom Ivaim bayabushu Hamukoy mirachayim alayim Veyoitziayim mitzur lirvuchu Im ayafailu liyoiru Im ishibed ligeilu Hashtu bagulu Ivzman kurev Benoi marumain.
Darauf rief Maraver Mendel Werdiger, so suchen kein Mullah Rachmem. Es ist in der Jemaio Eivel von seinen Schwägern, was mit ihr auch Maske sahen. Auch so gedacht du sahen, der Redner bei der Asifa, Achusche Vegas von Antwerpen, Aguna Zadig Remortge Greenfeld, aber seine Mama ist Leulein in Niftig geworden, Nächten in der Jemaio Eivel, will ich mir ihm schicken in sehr Nichem, ki isha shir imo ifu uvifta nachmeni, soll am der Reibste treisten, damit ihr auch dem Mann bei keinem Mullah Rachmem.
Mish Bayrach aber es hayni avru mitzog ve Yankov Moshe Haaren du de shloime yvurach ve Rappe Sachoilem Yosef ben Ahivu Masidu Shilas Bas Alizu Daniel ben Alizu el schis abuch avru ben Lizu Alizu shichye Bave shekolakul bis palelim ve noitem tzdukom bardom bis khazak shbuch Ishlach Mahayru fi Shleim min Shemaim Chol Avuraim v'Gedayim Besoch Shachoy la Yisrael Hashtu Bagulu v'Zman Kuri v'Noi Marumain
Hailem ulai rachamim Shoichain Bameroimim Hamtzai menichu nechoinu Al kanfai ashechinu B'malois Ki doishim et ahoirim Ki zoihar rukiyam Mazhirim Es nishmois Huishe achashivim Rivke bas Yaakov tzvi Yesu ishe achashivim Masalize belabavruvam Ibuneyu Moishe bereb Yosef Yitzchak bereb Yosef Yidan Rite bat Reb Yosef Shehol chilay lumoin Babi, שאנחנו נוידרים צדוקו, בדס קורס נשמוסם, בגן עדן תהי מניחוסם, לוחיין בעלו רחמים, יסתיריים מסייסר כנופוף, ליועלומים, ויצרוי בצרוי רחיים אז נשמוסם. השם הינח לוגסם, ויניחי בשולוי על משכובוי, ונאמר ומאי. Also ist jetzt ein Stück leis rutschen. Lass mal alle zusammen singen die heilige Tfille von dem Chizik Oila Shemayim. Riboino Oilumim. Riboino Oilumim Yudati 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 Ki hineni beyadcho 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 levav Ki hineni beyadcho 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 levav Noch einmal alle zusammen. Riboino oilumim yodati 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 Ki hineni beyadcho 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 levav Ki hineni beyadcho 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 levav Beyad avada yoitzai Oy beyim gam nesamais beyaytzois vesach bilois vesach bilois Vechol yoishvai saival yandi liyemini Leoishiyayni velismoich nafshi Mi bala avadai Mi balada yischu veyizraschu Ein ezru veyishiyu Oya ein ezru veyishiyu Oya riboino oilumim yudati 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 Ki hineni beyadcho 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 levav Oy ki hineni beyadcho 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 levav Kachoymer beyad beyad ayoytzai Oy veim gam nisam vayz beyaytzois vesach bilois vesavach bilois Vechol yoishvai saival yam dilimini Leoishiyayni velismoich nafshi Mi bala vavadai Mi balada yischu veyizraschu Ein ezru veyishiyu Ein ezru veyishiyu
Shalomot gespetigt ein bisschen auf dem Weg von Monsi. Aber ist dann durch Mamischen gezahlte Minuten. Ich habe gefragt, wir rufen Antwerpen, wussten, wollte wen gerät. Haben wir rausgeschmissen, Apune Kiddes. Ins Länder, die Woche, die Geparsche. Moshe Rabbeini, hat mir gegeben, nur Moshe, kemin amayim, misches Zieh. So das Partner, ein gewaltiges Wort. Fragt, Warum hat er mal rausgenommen von dem Wasser? Das ist nicht der Main, sein Haupt, was charakterisiert Moshe Rabbeinu. Sagt er so, als warum hat er mal rausgezogen vom Wasser, und weil allein noch gelitten die Zure, geht an, der was kann rausnehmen andere Jiden. Wenn einer macht allein mit, wenn einer ist allein in der Zure, kann es der Zweite verstehen. Einer, was hat auch gelitten etwas, weiß, was der Zweite macht mit in seinem Platz. Das ist, was steht weiter im Pusik. Vayigdal Moshe, vayatzay alecho, vayar b'sivloisam. Moshe Rabbeinu nicht gewähnt, einer von den Jiden so gelitten in Mitzrayim. Moshe Rabbeinu gewähnt für Shavet Leivi hat nicht gearbeitet. Moshe Rabbeinu gewähnt in der Haus von Paros, hat mich gefällt, der Gat von Kol Teve Teuf. Vayatzay alecho, sein Gadlisse gewähnt, vayigdal Moshe, sein Gadlisse gewähnt, vayatzay alecho, ist rausgegangen zu seinen Brides, ist reingegangen, hat sich herangelegt in jenem Schiech, hat verstanden, was seine Brides machen mit, Bayar, bis sie verlois haben, nicht gesehen sei Zar. Ich habe mir geöffnet den Kasten, wo es hat Moshe Rabbeinu getan. Moshe Rabbeinu sieht, was ihm endlich geraten wird. Es ist Simche. Moshe Rabbeinu weint. Steht in Zohar HaKudosh, Moshe Rabbeinu geweint für andere Jiden. Weil irgendwann in den Kasten hat gesehen, was andere Jiden sind in dem Wasser. Hat verstanden sei Zar, hat geweint für sei Zar. Und auf dem hat sie gesehen, wie Allah Yehuivrim sei. Das ist ein Kind von der Klal Yisroel. Von nur Klal Yisroel versteht einen dem zweiten Zar. Wenn Sie gemeint, aber wisst, der Parche von Mendel Beiles. In Russland, was ihm schildig, was schildig Taid. Was ihm schildig, was schildig Taid. In Klal Yisroel hat es ungenehm für ihn. Es gekommen der Ruf in Moskau, wie jemand der Russ hat gesagt, so. Der Sonny Yisroel hat uns geschrieben verschiedene Sachen. Josef geworden, Lekan. Der Sonny Yisroel hat getan, hat gegen ihn, die sind nicht getreuen, also weiter. Es Moskau rüber gewesen, ein Mann, der Medina hat gekommen, hat gesucht, so. Der Goyim haben einer von den Stücklich, was ihm gesucht, als Tanas auf Jiden ist, da steht in der Gemurre Atemkrim, Udam. Nun begrüßen bebirches Berichem Abuam, der Amada HaHeruah, Aguna Tzadik, Kvot Kedishes Gavet, Karlsburg Schlitte. Eine von den Sachen, was der Sonny Yisroel am herangegeben hat, ist gewesen auf die Gemurre Atem, Krim, Udam, war ein immer so am Krim, Udam. Und der Moskau-Ruf gesucht und gesehen, ein Jid, Mendel Beiles, macht mit Zures, ganz klar Yisroel ist vereinigt. Hat gesagt, das ist, was die Gemurre meint. Atem, Krim, Udam, Jiden kann man nur riefen, ein ganzes Volk mit Aluschen, Udam, weil man so wie ein Mensch, war ein immer so am. Also, ach, das ist nicht du. Und wenn du ach, das, weil hier beschirren, Melech, steht in Chassisches Furem, bis Asaf, Rushayam Yachat Shifta Yisroel, wenn sie du Yachat Shifta Yisroel, ist das der Kiddush Hashem. Jeden fühlen mit der Zar, nicht gechillig, in sie erst Tschund, und erst Jachnon, nicht gechillig, die kleine Sachen. Und sie haben jeden schon mit der teure Mitzvahs, fühlt man mit, Atem, Kinyamudam, und sie haben ein Mensch. Und jeder eine, nicht nochmal gehört, ob es aber Siru, Loi, Teuvu. Und man legt sich heran zu verstehen, der Zar, weil Jaitza Alechov. Und wegen dem hat Moshe Rabbeinu solche gewinnt, sie an Hoga, also wir steht in der Medrisch, Hashem Tzadik Yivchon. Sogt der Medrisch, wieso der Eibisch der Manasse gewinnt, Moshe Rabbeinu, weil Moshe Rabbeinu gewinnt ein Reue Zäun. Als der Rebbeinu Shalom gekickt, was Moshe Rabbeinu tät, hat gesehen, als sie gewinnt ein Schäfer, was da weggelaufen von der Stadt, der Moshe Rabbeinu bereu Rachma, was noch gelaufen, in Gerät, Oyef Atu, Zumay Atu. Gesehen, der Rachma hat gesagt, der Rebbeinu Shalom, Die hast azar rachmem zia zoin. Die bist Leroy's Zoini, die bist Ruhe, Leroy's Zoini, Zoinam Shalis Ruhe. Das ist, was in der handnachtige Nacht, und so haben wir schon aufgetein, und so haben wir mitgespielt, der Zar, und so haben wir du, und so haben wir nicht kein Fremde, so meint uns, und mit der Saar koich von der Have, es geschehen als eine Tragedie, bei Eiche Zata, mit der Feier, und verbrennt am Spruch, aber bei Eich, mit der Eich von der Have, mit der Eich von des Rakshes, und so haben wir du, und so der Geist, und so einen, vor der zweite Jid, at usel lev neuso meint pastes in stellen auf zurück von seiner stieb keine chulem tafel nicht als asa if jetzt hat verloren alles so jetzt darf man sich sorgen für Geld kein nicht chulile we gas ho jo lo sie jeden so nein in so kennen von dir weil jeden sind zusammen ich weiß at usel lev neuso der wollen schlolam no der wollen schlolam was der kar rachmem besucht der heilige tag uni Malaya Yovon wa atamulay rachmen. Ja, in seinem Tag mulay Yovon mulay rachmen, aber es ist nicht dasselbe, weil mulay rachmen für der Bonne Shalom ist ein Sauf. Nur der Bonne Shalom kann heilen, als ein Mensch, was keine kennt, will nicht Teufel sein, was kann helfen, Menachem sein, als Ayid. Und so haben wir das hier zu haben, du, den Poisikador, Karls Begrufschlieten, so wir reden von ihm, die wir Brüche.
Chol Beis Yisrael, Yivkes Asreife, Sura of Hashem, also Erge Jiden, es geschehen als Sach, du darfst man sehen, aber du sagst, Os, aber kommt etwas, Mazel was man darf sehen, nehm mal auf, soll man sehen, in der alle Stiebe, Gott sich die Keilen, wo sind dann Tumme, soll man wahr sein, in Nushem sollen sehen, kein Beziehus, at dem ist zu sagen, lo hier wo erbes duer beschau macharegel, aber auf dem als sagen, so gehieten, das sagen, so kuschbarchen hiefen, auf die ganze Machne, wo sie wollen du. Geht es, ja. Geht es im Kabel sagen, Öl mal geschmai. Öl mal geschmai. So wissen Sie, dass im Kabel sagen, das alles ist Zeit in der Teure, du bist Chachumazum, das Zeit in Shilchanurig, du bist in der Rutsch und Hashem ist Burig, damit heißt es allemal Geschmai. Jetzt, damit kann man sehen, du, es vorgekommen als Sach, soll man nicht vorkommen in jüdische Bekäumes. Und dem fangen wir an. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheini, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheini, Adonai Echad.
Burich Shaim Kevod Malchisai, Leilam Vuet. Burich Shaim Kevod Malchisai, Leilam Vuet. Burich Shaim Kevod Malchisai, Leilam Vuet.
Burich Shaim Kevod Malchisai, Leilam Vuet. Burich Shaim Kevod Malchisai, Leilam Vuet. Burich Shaim Kevod Malchisai, Leilam Vuet.
Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim,
Adonai Adonai
Adonai Melech, Adonai Mulach, Adonai Imleich, Le'olam V'ed. Adonai Melech, Adonai Mulach, Adonai Imleich, Le'olam V'ed.
Adonai Melech, Adonai Mulach, Adonai Imleich.
Ich habe helfen, jeden haben sich zusammengenommen, macht es aber da Räuschen, in Eugen, man soll hieten für alle Jiden, soll sein ausgehieten, von Armen, die Kinder, in sich allein, so Maschpier sein, Panusse, in allem Jiden davon huben, soll Kodesh Baruch Hu, Tavada Maschpier sein, in Rafti, mit Nachas, in Umayn.
Wenn wir bedanken von Karls Begrufsschlitte, sie gekommen, Klaus Ruhl wünscht dem Mund, als weil es keinem Umar Schwilung nicht besehen, es darf man die Sikna da sollen ins Polen Yeshis verjeden, Paskinen verjeden, und umfien Klaus Ruhl, so alle in Sinn um, alle Tzadikim, weil ich sehe, was ich nicht scheide, zusammengeweist ist Ruhl, Jahre ich jungen, man lacht hier bohnen auf Bekehring ist Ruhl.
שלך רפואה שלמה רפואה הנפש רפואה הגוף לכוילי ימךו קיינו הירפונו קיינו khoyle yamecho hey you know hide for one no hey no for one no la shivilach shilach refuach shileimo refuach shileimo khoyle yamecho.
They asked me to say a few more words till Rav Mordechai Sharon Rabashkin gets here in a few minutes. Rabotai. A number of decades ago, it was Yadua that the Satmar Rebbe, Rav Yoel Zecher Tzadik V'Kadosh Livracha, back in the 60s, he would once a week be mechalek money in Williamsburg. People would get online, there would be a gabbai, they would go in one after another. One night, a man who was at the beginning of the line came in. He cried bitter tears over his plight. He had no money. His wife was just niftira. His two children were in the hospital. Unemployed. The Rebbe felt so bad for him, he gave him the whole bag of money. And he told the gabbai, go outside and tell everybody there's no more money tonight. So when people heard that, a few of them said, we know that fellow that was in there. He's a fraud. He's a faker. He's a panhandler. He goes from city to city with this story. He has no wife. He has no children. He's not sick. Nothing. So they ran in. This fellow ran away. They ran into the Rebbe to tell the Rebbe the man was a fraud. The Rebbe said, my Yiddish isn't very good, but he said, Kumt, everybody get up. Macht a tanz. Let's dance. And he started dancing. The Hasidim didn't understand. You're dancing, he stole all your money. The Rebbe is dancing b'simcha with them. After he told them, they probably said, Rebbe, he stole all the money. Why are you dancing? He says, it was kedai to give away all that money just to know that somebody doesn't have such sorrows. For that we should dance. Rabotai, I thought I understood the concept of Kol Yisrael Arevin Zelazeh. But till this tragedy happened, and I see what's going on tonight, they just informed me that there's 3,000 people in all the rooms here tonight. And the 4,500 women that here that last night. I think now I understand the true concept of Kol Yisrael Arevin Zelazeh. My wife told over a story last night that in the bitter cold yesterday, the doorbell rang in my home. She answered the door. There was two small children there, a first grader and a third grader with a mother. And they said, could you give this to Rabbi Ozeri? What is it? Well, we went to the 99-cent store today, and we bought gloves and scarves. And we stayed outside all day in the cold, and we sold them for $5 each for the Azan family. Here's $105. Two children stayed outside in the cold all day. Kol Yisrael Arevin Zelazeh. I walked into high school today, Girls Beis Yaakov, to teach. Two girls came over to me and said, here, during our little break this morning, we raised $660 for the Azan family from the girls in school. Girls are giving away their lunch money, their pocket money. It's just unbelievable. Mamash kol Yisrael arevin ze lazeh. You know, there's a Dvar Torah on when Moshe Rabbeinu was told to tell everybody to give mahatzita shekel. So, ze yitenu, Rashi says over there, Hir'alo, they showed him in Hashamayim, Madbe'a shel esh tahat kisei hakavod. A Madbe'a shel esh. The Moshe Rabbeinu said, I don't know what it looks like. Shamayim showed it to him in a ball of fire. Tahat kisei hakavod. And they all ask, why in a Madbe'a shel esh and why tahat kisei hakavod? Tahat kisei hakavod, to tell you that every penny you make, even a $50, comes from the kisei hakavod. It's not because I'm a good businessman, and it's not because I'm bright, only because of the kisei hakavod. And why madbe'a shel esh, why in a ball of fire? To tell you that money is just like fire. Use money in the proper way, it'll do wonderful things for you. Sorry, use fire in the proper way, and it will do wonderful things for you. It will heat your home, it will start your car, it will warm your shul, it will do wonderful things for you. Use money in the wrong way, and it will burn you and destroy you. Rabotai, we live in a very silly generation, frivolous, where they spend money on nonsense, mamish nonsense. We, Baruch Hashem, know what to do with our money. We have people that we know that give away not maaser, not homesh, but 30 and 40% of their money. Gvirim. To who? To tzedakot. We know everybody is going the extra yard for the Hazan family. And it's greatly appreciated. Madbe'a shel esh, to tell us that money is just like fire. So once again, I say to you, Hazak ve'ematz. Hazak ve'ematz. You taught me a real lesson. The true lesson of Kol Yisrael Arevin Ze Lazeh. Thank you.
Zum gewähnen ein paar Tag, 2 Tag zurück, mit der Ravazeri bei der Rava Kudish, sie kann Zadika dort das Kalender haben. In sein heiliger Herz hat mitgeweint mit der Zar. Und auf der geschickte Nacht, sein Sinn, Aguna Zadik das Kalender ruf von Lakewood schlitt, so übergeben, Beschmoi, die über Chizik.
Besasse frusche am Yachat Shifta Yisruel. Beschiss koidim de Chushe v'Rabun am T'pnai Weide. Jeden sind doch zusammengekommen beim Siris Nefesh. Sheit ich atem dazu beim Haim, Kilchem lefnai Hashem Elekaichem. Geshaichem Shiftaichem Kalush Yisruel. Darf man dich verstehen? Wus kommt Atem nicht zu, wenn noch Parshas Kesuvoi, man kommt sich da zusammen. Na, sucht der Heilige Rebbe Meilich. Parshas nicht zu, wenn man noch der Parsha von Teuchige. Als Parsha von Teuchige, suchen Chazal, jüdische Kinder im Gehirn Teuchige, sondern seine Puhnen geworden gekarkem, sondern sie geworden erschrocken, wer weiß, man sieht, dass welche Teuchig ist, wird man sich können erhalten. Ist der einzige Eize, wenn man sieht, na, wir kommen jetzt zu, es auf Klal Yisrael. Der einzige Eize ist, so sich halten zusammen. Also wie Kachoil, asher als Wasser jom. Jedes Breckel ist gut und schwer, aber oi man steht zusammen, kann alle Gewaljes, was Buschewen auf Klal Yisroel, mit Zures, halten man sich zusammen, wird's, also wie Achoime, beim Breck von Jams, kann gut nicht verfleizen. Kommen Zures, auf Klal Yisroel, nimmt man sich zusammen, mit der Achdes, man steht wie Achoime, beziehen, demut kann ich Kashim schlecht, in Kashim Bastinem, nebach, scheure sein auf Klal Yisroel. Es wegen dem steht Atem nicht zuwurm, noch der Parshas Teuchach, jüdische Kinder soll sich zusammennehmen. So darf man sich zusammennehmen, das Tame kommt sich zusammen, am Eure die gesagt, jüdische Kinder kommen sich zusammen, allemal gewiss, nur so hält man sich. So der Pusik, Atem nicht zuwurm, so kommt man sich zusammen, darf man sich sehen, wie der Teure Gdeutsche sucht uns, aber man sagt, nebach Teuchach in Klal Yisroel, so darf man sich zusammenkommen. Scheit Roshaichem, Shivtaichem, Kalish Yisroel, Taprem, Neshaichem, Leoverchu, Befriss Hashem, Elekeichu. Sog der Rechaim Akude, sogt so. Als wo steht Roshaichem, Shivtaichem, Kalish Yisroel, noch dem Taprem, Neshaichem, weil jüdische Kinder, jeder ist verantwortlich eins auf den Zweiten, a jeder nicht allein. Scheit Gemurre sogt, Achuchem, Beiroi, oi ben nicht moiche, nicht was alkohol ansche iroi. A jid in Stieb, jeder jid in Stieb, oi ben seide Stieb, 40 nicht genug, hat der Reis, ist nicht was auf der Stieb, nicht was ansche beißoi. Nur azoi, kommt man sich zusammen, man nimmt sich hinter Areives, auf der eigene Stieb, man nimmt sich mit Areives, nicht mehr vermacht der Oig, demut mit der Arves, also ich kann bei sich zusammenkommen, während beschützt. So der Rechaim Akudisch, Atem nicht zu beim Heim, man sieht Teuchich, man sieht Jesirem, wieso darf man sich zusammenkommen? Rushaichem, Shivtaichem, das der Ruschem, darf seine verantwortlich auf der Stut. Nachdem, Sikneichem, der Siknem von der Mischbuche, auf der ganzen Mischbuche. Kol ish Yisroel, jeder Jid ist verantwortlich auf uns, auf Taprem Neshaichem, mit verantwortlich auf der eigene Stieb, jeder dort Achreis auf der eigene Stieb, wo es so ist 40 auf, in Chaz und Schulem, am seht Jesirem, ist auch Simen, als man hat nicht offene Augen auf der Stieb, man vermacht die Augen, man lässt die Winden in die Gas, so ein verblusender Stieb, neber. Ja, so, am hat Achreis, demnus kann sagen, man huckt im Oisra, jo im Leule Demnus kann bleiben Stein des Volks, du Achäume Stieb. Der Stieb ist verfestigt mit Achäume Beziehre, keine Hugler mit Winden, Jesirem, Feies, Kimmern, in Klal Yisroel, aber sie steht stark, wie Lechule Lekim. Demnus ist der Rebäunisch Leule Scheure, als du Aschruß Aschrinne in Stieb. Wenn rein, kommen jetzt zu sagen, sind von Mandaten, zu sagen, sind in Steig, hat man gesagt, wie es noch geht von der Asifa. Hat man gesagt, als nebach jeden Tag hört der frische Keulem. Nach azelige Jesirem wird frische Keulem in Klal Yisroel. sagt, so brennt der Feier, jeden Tag frische, mit der ganzen geht, azelige Jesirem. Dann soll man wissen, als Tat hat gesagt, als alles nimmt sich, weil man nicht geht, nicht das Nies ist Stieb, es steht, Chazal sagen, als die Frau ist so wie ein Chäume. Ashuri beloi ische, Shuri beloi Chäume. Die Frau ist die Wand in der Stieb. Sie beschützt auf die ganze Stieb, als eine Scheure sein, Chazu Shulam kann Jesirem, und kann Zures in der Stieb. Ob man Tate sagen, gesucht, soll man suchen, wissen also, das nie ist, soll man wissen, als der lange Scheitel, was Hand nebach jetzt verspreit, amul hat man nicht gewiss, wenn der Scheitel. Klar, amul hat man gewiss, die Kisse ihr Rosch, also wie Chazal, wenn Ziegedeckt mit Artikel, und man gegangen Ziegedeckt der Stieb.
Amul hat man gewiss, mit der Tichel, mein Gang geziegt, hab ich lang nicht gewinnt, kann scheiteln, ich lang nicht gewinnt. Der Zaten, wo sie gekommen, hat angefangen, nach Hause zu kommen, mit der Scheitel, und jeder, ich weiß, noch ein bisschen bekannt, hat sich, es gewinnt, gedäulich Yisroel, rauf gedäulich Yisroel, haben das zugeasset, es gewinnt, so am Jommatter gewinnt, aber keiner hat sich nicht geriecht, auf der Selche, wo es dit sich hand, die ganze Aluche von Kissi Rosh, ist einfach gegangen, ich hatte schon mit der Dame Jerides Adeures. Man will doch der Bruche so ein Scheure sein, darf man dich halten zurück, sehen die Muster, wo du immer zu gesehen, wo du die Mamas, die Babas, wo du die Rebets und so haben sich geführt, mit dem es ihres Neifisch, wenn es nie ist. Hat gesagt, also, so wissen, die Feier, wo sind du und die Feier von Jesirem, das kommt, das fehlt ins Nies, der Chäume nicht befestigt den Stieb. Sagt die lange Scheiteln, wo es mir geht, Hand, zieh die kurze Kleider, du sind nun die Keulen, du sind nun die Feier in Klal Yisroel. Du bringst einfach alle zu uns, zu scheure dienen. In die lange Scheiteln chappen sich die Klippers mit den Timmers, die Machlers chappen sich die lange Scheiteln. Namens Beznies, also, oh mein Gott, du slasht aus das Feier, weil die Frau wird umgeriefen, die Chäume, sie beschützt den Stief. Wer hat nebach gesagt, nebach ist es Kunis geworden, nebach mit der Reife, das kommt Amunen, als die Männer sind verantwortlich auf die Frauen. Keiner kennt so Archiv Arves, also wie der Reim akude so. Mit dem Smun und dem Beherrschen, aber hat sich gekickt auf den Stief, mal gelost, weil jener geht. Sagt jener ist krank. Hat man gesagt, jener krank, mag ich auch sein krank? Keiner hat das nicht sagen. Als jener geht also in der Kanteres, jeder will doch sagen, gesinnt allein. Hat er noch gesagt, und sie wissen, als er Scheitel, wo seht aus mit der eigene Hur, ist gut nicht weh, es hat sich gar dem wie Kitze Jorosch. Es wird auch nicht zugedeckt. Seht aus, die ganze Scheitel, die ganze Kitze Jorosch, weil dich aussehen wie Chassene gehabt. Weil die kennen, ich jetzt Kunies geht, du, a Chassene gehabt, die Frau. Haben die geworden, die ganze Kitze Jorosch, noch pink verkehrt, weil aussehen noch nicht Chassene gehabt. So gesagt, es ist gut nicht weh, es war so wie der eigene Hur. Nahmen sich Machasik mit den Znies. Jeder macht auf die Augen. Der Nuschem Zetkuni ist an Hand gereit. Der Ölm soll wissen, Nuschem Zetkuni ist an Hand gereit, mit auf der Chizik von den Männern. Mit Stein, Oi mit der Rosh. Jeder soll sein Oi mit der Rosh aufgehen mit dem Mitte von Znies, in Stief. Und das beschützt der Stief, so werden ugehitten von allen Schlechten im Beisen. Hat er gesucht, er hat gerade gesucht, jetzt Raschune, fertig hier Schäufer. Hat er gesagt, der Maluchem von Himmel sind gekommen zu Avruam Avini. Ja, da habe ich geschickt, der Maluchem. Haben sie gesagt, Ay, Suri Steichu. Na, joimer, hinai beoil. Sie traschert nie hier. Was hat er gefragt, das euch? Er versteht nicht den Pusik, du Bechlal. Maluchem von oben, von Himmel, haben sie gewiss pinklich, die GPS haben sie schon gehabt von oben, pinklich wie Avruam Avini wohin du enten. Das haben sie pinklich gewiss. Von einem Stief zum zweiten weiß man nicht, wie ist Suri Steichu, wie ist Ay, Suri Steichu, da weiß man das nicht. Da hat er gesagt, also der Maluchem, wo kommt der Maluchem da auf der Welt? Maluchem, da kommen Schleichen für die Beine schon bringen die Bruches. Chazal sagen, einer Bruche scheure Eile beschisse Ische. Der Bruche in Stief ist nur beschisse Ische. Aber die Ische beznies, sie umgeht mit Gidre znies, da muss er scheure Bruche. Oib hat die Schule der Frau nicht umgeht mit dem Gidra jatznies, Gidrei meint Achoime, ist Perze, Keure, Leganev, in der Stück am Bruche, es wird einfach zerbrochen, der Stieb, und einfach kommt daher nur, hat die Schule verkehrt, wie Bruche ein Stieb. Nu, Maluchem sind doch immer bringen, der Bruche, hat er gedacht, du ein Kind geholfen wären, du, da wo wir wenig werden, Uke, Sure, meine Akure, darf doch geholfen wären, hat der Eibischte geschickt, von Himmel, Maluchem soll man bringen, ein Kind. Nu, sind umgekommen, haben sie schon gereiht, aber haben sie ihm gefragt. Aber ja, Sure Steichu. Du willst doch scheure sein Bruche. Aber wieso seht sie aus? Ich kann dich nicht bringen, der Bruche, du. Man darf doch wissen, wieso seht sie aus? Weil ja immer, Hinai bei Oil, sagt Rasche, Znie hier. Oh, sie sagt Znie. Schoi wusche, weil ich kein Schai und Sure wein, du kannst scheuren an der Brüche. Es ma meile, durch dem, was wir dem Chazik ins Nies, es wird mit dem Kisse hier raus, is a infants Fäuse leine Sikas, Rachmen, Bechaim, Beschulen. Das bringt dich nur Bruch in Stieb. Mit Scheure dann nur Bruche, also ich kann nicht gut, nicht Scheure dann Kashim schlechten im Weisen. So der Rebbeine sollen ihm helfen. Das Chies, was jüdische Kinder kommen sich zusammen, zu einem von der Atem dazu im Haarjoim, man kommt sich zusammen, Aufrufe befritzt Hashem Elekeichu, jeder kommt sich zusammen, Chassig sein, dann nehmt zu den Uwersagdeutschen, dann nehmt zu den Mues, und die alle Keilem scheunen, dann nehmt also wie die Uwersagdeutschen am gewollt Stieb, also wie unsere Babus, ist doch der Scheure der Bruche von dem Schiss Uwers. So leibisch der helfen, kann sich Jesuvas Jugend alleine. So mit dem Beschiss, mit dem ist Aswus, man kommt sich zusammen. In der Scheure, so viel Bruche du, soll jeder heimnehmen. Wenn du Bruche, so Scheure anständig, für jüdische Kinder, Tage nachher die Gedische, was schützt während Tage von allem heilige Deure, so mit jüdische Kinder oben. Gesinnte Kinder, jüdische Kinder oben, Panusse Teufel, Panusse Bereiver, mit gesinnten Stark. Und dann da ich haben schon nicht wissen mehr, ich schon mal scheut wir schäfer begleini, ich bin verkehrt, so dann beginnen von amal gagoy loise jevu khasanuram, so Menschen klar Jesruel, wie jede Kilroy bekehren wurde, so ich gesagt mit der Asifa, bis Asif Rusham Yachat Shifte Jesruel, mit Kabel san dem Goyel Chizik, bei es Mashiach seit keine beim Heire wie meine Ummein.
Die Gemüse sucht uns an Hedren, als Nebuchadnezzar Arusha gesingen Zmires, was hat verschämt, de Schires von David Amelech. Bu Malach, sie kommen am Malach, was hat wenn wir geben ein Patsch. Frag de Kotzke Rebbe, wie ist Joischer? Also singt besser, singt besser? Sucht so. Nebuchadnezzar sind gegangen geht, so geht, singt man, verwusst nicht. Wie hat David Amelech gesingen Schire? Wie Joischer Bamuru, bewarche von auf Schulen Benoi, Bemit bei Yehidu, bei Eretz Ziu, Voya, Beli Moyem. Das heißt gesingen Schire. So geht der Malach Apatsch. Lass mal sehen, noch Apatsch, wie soll du singst? Nebuchadnezzar kann nicht singen, noch Apatsch. Noch Apatsch. Klal Yisroel will wissen, was meint singen Schire, noch Apatsch. Was meint sich mit Chazik sein, mit der Minne betuchen, noch als alle Zures. Sei die Zure, von was uns reden, sei jeder hat seine eigene Zures, nicht alle Vovoi. Und so haben nicht einer, was kann das besser ins Bringen, wie der größte Mekadish Shem Shemaim beraben. Der Jidus hat solche gewähnt zu sein als Symbol von Tzadik bei Menuso Yichya. Ich habe ihn gesehen mit anderen Bäcketjes, mit den grünen Bäcketjes, in einer Platz, wo es mir rief Twisse. Aber er gelebt für Tzadik bei Menuso Yichya. Und klar ist lechts zu hören. Klar ist lechts für eine Yeshia. Klar ist lechts für ein bisschen Charoises und was anzudenken der Mura. Der Mura soll nicht sein so bitter. Und das haben wir uns, der größte Nest, der Nest von so ist Chanik, was gegeben von Jeden, so viel Simche, so viel Aminna, so viel Betuchen. In der Zadig, bei Menuso Yichya, geht Mechazik sein, der Mishpuchas Azam, und geht Mechazik sein, klar ist rum, und ein bisschen Divra Chizik, und ein bisschen Divra Aminna, Betuchen, Gehle.
Shalom Aleichem, alle Teire Brüder und Schwester, und Schützen alle Baronen und Rabbonen. Mir Gringe reden Jiddisch, und mir denkt sich besser reden Jiddisch, weil ich habe nicht gerade Jiddisch für 8 Jahre. Aber mein Mann will nicht Jiddisch. Aber bezahlt der Tevis kalt, mir gebeten reden auf Englisch. So, what I said was, Heidel Hashem Kitekilam Chazdei. It's amazing to be in a situation where before they were pulling at me with hate, and now between brothers they're pulling at me with love, and Avos Yisrael and Achdas Yisrael. And I came to share a few thoughts with everybody about what I lived through and how we could further mechazik ourselves in the Munah B'tochen, and through Munah B'tochen to bring the Geula Prati and Geula Koli. We all gather tonight to come together in the same Avos Achdas Yisrael, that we see how it brings a Yeshua. And I have the feeling, I feel like it's a Hinuk Chilmi. It says, Golus is a Cholim. Golus is likened to a dream or a nightmare. Why? Because at a dream, two opposites can happen at the same time. You can have this terrible tragedy that befell our brothers and sisters. They should also want to cry, and at the same time we celebrate a geula that frees a person from a very bad situation of pain and suffering for decades. And with all of that, we stay firm in our amunah in the Eibishter, that everything the Eibishter does, everything that happens to us is coming from Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad from the Eibishter, and it's specifically in a time when nothing makes sense, and the Seichel can't understand it, and all the feelings can't understand what they're feeling. And specifically at that time that a Yid does the Yiddish thing, and he goes deeper into the neshama to reveal the emunah that he has b'tava. We all have we all have emunah deivishta. I'm a simple person who was thrust into a situation, and I had a choice of going through it like a Yid or going through it like a Goy. And like a good Yid, I went through it like a Yid. I knew that whatever was happening with me was not something Hashem by accident. Hashem teaches us that everything, even the little leaf falling on the street, is how much more so the Ben Yochad of the Eibishter himself. Everything happens to a person by Pratis. So when an assignment falls a person, the first thing he has to know is that it's happened is coming from one source, from the Eibishter himself. And the Eibishter is Tachas HaTeiv. And by holding on to the Eibishter stronger, that's the way one reveals the Tachas HaTeiv that lies behind the mask. That's what I learned in yeshiva. That's what my teachers taught me, and that's what I believe, and that's exactly what I did. And together with the emunah that every Yid has, the Eibishter wants from him also to have betochen in him. Betochen means that he trusts in the Eibishter to get him out of the bad matziv. He trusts in the Eibishter will give him a good that he can actually see that is good. And betochen is not just a good idea. It's not positive thinking in the sense a lot of people mistake it for where you have these self-help books that teach you positive thinking. That's a Goyish way of looking at things. A Yiddish way of betochen means the Eibishter wants you to understand that and to firmly with a deep feeling that only the Eibishter is the one that's with you, and therefore you give yourself over to the Eibishter. The mashal that Chavis Levavus uses is ke'eved, like a servant who finds himself in the jail of his master. You know, when I was first thrown into jail, there was a judge in the jail too. Amazingly, there was a judge. He was a big reader of the Bible, and he suddenly sees a Yid in front of him. So he wanted to talk to me a lot about the Bible, and initially I didn't want to talk to him about it. I said to him, "You're going to start talking about you know who, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about him, and you're not going to like it, and you'll hit me. So let's leave it like that." Go push it. But he insisted, and we had many conversations. There was a Yid that came back from Russia, the fellow Khan. He came back from Russia, so he kept his years never in Siberia. So he said when they didn't see each other, they didn't see each other for 30 days. He says Shachianu, yeah. If you don't see your friend for 12 months, what happens if you never saw before in your life? What do you machen? Shaken with worry. Shaken with worry. Akoponim, betochen means. So one time I used to go out to eat kosher food. Didn't want to eat kosher food over there, and he's always suspecting that I was eating better food than him, and I was actually. But so one time I asked him, what, so I told him a rabbi came to visit me. We talked. And also people used to come to learn with me. So one time he asked me, so what'd you learn? So I said I learned about trusting in God, and my lesson's right here because I'm sitting in jail. And I just learned about trusting in God is understanding that nobody can help me and nobody can hurt me. Everything comes only from God. And I'm learning it as I'm sitting here in jail, that you're totally dependent on what people bring you. You have nothing there. So that's what really betochen means. Betochen means giving yourself over to the Eibishter, doing what the Eibishter wants, and understanding that it's only the Eibishter that you have to talk to. And daven to him. That's another thing. When a person gets into a matzav, the Eibishter wants you to talk to him, daven to him, ask him, beg from him. Don't be a ibechochem. Understand and know that the Eibishter is listening to you. Halavai, I can daven here as good as I daven there. I'm trying to. But the evidence is, I eat daven with understanding that the Eibishter wants him, that the sign that comes to a person for no other reason other than the Eibishter knows you can come through the Nisayan. And every Yid has a job, has a purpose. His purpose is to be Megala, Getlachait, God in this world, the Eibishter in this world. And the way he does it is through seeing the Eibishter and everything that goes on around this world. And a Yid, I guess, Emunah b'tochen means thinking like a Yid and understanding things like the way the Eibishter wants us to see it. So, when I came out, everybody wants. When I came, first I want to explain that if I have time. I want to talk about something very important about Emunah b'tochen. There's chayra stira. The status Emunah means that you believe what Eibishter does, everything is gamzul teva. Right? Emunah means that you trust, you believe that whatever is happening is coming from the Eibishter. You don't understand exactly what the Eibishter is doing, and you say gamzul teva. B'tochen means in the first Perek in Cheves Lavavis, the most b'tochen menuchas mechshavad. Why? Because he knows that the Eibishter will give him, the one who trusts him will give him what he wants. B'tochen means to get what the person wants, what he's asking the Eibishter for. So, which one is it? Is it that we believe that the Eibishter will give us what he knows is good, or we trusting the Eibishter to give us what we are asking for? And they're both, Emunah and B'tochen are both, you say this in our Emunah. So one of them says Emunah is Gamzul Teva. That we believe the Eibishter that knows better for what's for us, and B'tochen means that we we're trusting David to give us what we're trusting for. Simple betachon that everybody knows means that you have a betachon, that you have an ace tzara, and you're trusting David to give you. You have a job, and you're trusting David to give you parnasa through the job. Not that David knows how much money to give you. Yes, David, I need what you're going to do. What you want, you need a refuah. You trust David to send you a refuah. So wie stimmt beide Sachen gamzul teva that you don't do anything, you only what David wants, and betachon means nein, ich gehe wetten beim David, I'm erst beim David what I need, and I trust David to give it to me. How does it put together? So the answer is brought that once something happens, the Eid has full emunah in the Eibishter that gamzul teva. Whatever happened to him is the best thing that can happen to him. At the same time, for going forward, Eid has to know that David wants that betachon, that they should trust David to give him what he wants. So you can actually have emunah betachon at the same time. You can accept whatever David is doing as being the best thing that can ever happen to you, even if you don't understand it. And at the same time, for going forward, for the future, you can have betachon David to give you what you need, what you're asking for. So every day is avar heva v'asid. Every day you can live with simcha, knowing that the Eibishter is giving you what you need and for the best thing for you. And every day you can live with simcha, knowing the Eibishter is going to help you. Going on forward. And you don't get disappointed by what you didn't have yesterday, because yesterday you didn't understand exactly what was good for you. The Eibishter was good for you. But going forward, the Eibishter says, I want to hear what you have. Tell me what you want, tell me what you need, and I'll give it to you. So, how does the Eid think? When the Eid is a massive, here is a situation where you have to take v'chayit in the libe, you have to take a lesson from the whole tragedy. There's still those who need a refuah shleima. They should give them a refuah shleima b'karev. There's still tremendous need for support, both emotionally and physically with money. And at the same time, rejoice. So the first thing is, along with checking your person's fire alarms, there's an union of checking mezuzahs. I'm sure everybody here in this room is checking mezuzahs, but for the person, we know mezuzahs are shemira. And it would be worthwhile for people to go through the house and check. Maybe a door is missing a mezuzah, maybe a mezuzah is not correct, and so you have the union of Shem Adal Yisrael. Another thing I was thinking about, one of the biggest nisenos I went through personally, was with my eyes, washing my eyes, and I want to share something with you here. I have some time to talk. Okay. Yeah, can I? Okay. I spent a lot of time in a place called prison, but it was a big building. It had multiple buildings in that facility. If you can visualize this, the center of the room was a lot smaller than this, was a center, and around, you have a balcony there, you had 5 floors of a lot of doors around and around and around, and each door was a cell. The people were locked in their cell, almost half a day. I would say 40% of the day were locked in, and then they would lock people in every time they wanted to count them. I was counting. The state of the Eibishter counts hidden Techibosan. One of the ways I was able to overcome a lot of things was to tie everything in the Kedusha and see how Klippa looks at it. Upon him, they weren't locking them Techibosan, they weren't counting Techibosan, but they count. They're busy counting. Interestingly enough, the center of the room had monitors all around. First there were small ones, and then the guy came in and big ones. And the guys would sit there hours and hours and hours and hours and watch. You think they grew a mushroom. They sitzen and cooking. And Baruch Hashem, and right away you told the people that feel bad for you, kannst gucken, guck nicht. Again, that's the Goyish way of thinking. By looking at what they're doing, you are actually putting yourself into enjoying what they enjoy. and to live in that through their experiences. And I actually had no desire to find out how God lives. So one of the things they did when it became foggy outside, many days become foggy. It was on a mountain, and many days it become foggy. So they had a term for it called adverse weather. Adverse weather, they can't see the fence line. So they would tell everybody they have to go in to the cell every 2 hours and lock them in, and then walk around and count them. No, I'm sorry, in 2015, 2014, 16, 13, wherever it was up to then, I mean, today with today's technology, you can know where every person is every step of the way, where he is, who he is. They have to lock a guy in the room and see him and make sure he's there. So Hashem says that from everything each season hears, he has to take a Hira and Avodas Hashem. So I was trying to look at Hira and Avodas Hashem from it. So my gefallen as I gedank. The ear, we all know, at first, the person has 5 chushim, 5 senses. Right? Touch, hearing, sight, taste. The chush that's ma'amis, something for us, is the chush hariyah. The chush of seeing. Right? If you learn the Rambam, the Kuzari, the Chavos Lavavis, it always talks about how the Eibishter revealed himself to the whole Klal Yisrael. Why? Like Meister Ben says in Dvarim, I wasn't the middleman here. You yourself saw the Eibishter come down, and you yourself heard the Eibishter Nech Hashem Lekecha. And B'meila, it's Emes. So the Eibishter gave us a Keyach called Keyach Hariyah. And with Keyach Hariyah is the only chush we have that can be ma'amis, something that we're looking at. When we see something, we know it's true. Ein Eid Nasadayan, the whole union of Eidus, everything is around this concept of when you see something, that's what makes it true. Hearing, lav dafke. When you hear something, you're not so sure. Today everybody hears, they believe everything they hear, but a normal mensch doesn't not so sure it's true. It's specific. If you touch something, you don't know what you're touching. Seeing, when you see something, you know it's true. So what happens? So the sign of our generation is that our eyes are a whole day watching screens, and we know that what we're watching, or whoever's watching, what they're watching, is not true. Because there's a whole industry called around special effects. And the special effects are there to show you things that you know is not true. It's living a dream, and you're watching it. So what damage are you doing to your eyes? Even I'm not talking about hepachatznius, I'm not talking about all other bad problems. You're training yourself to see things and not believe it. Right? That's basically what you're doing. You're training yourself that you can see something and it's not the So this is what the damage you're doing is when you see a heilige Eid, when you see a heilige Zach, you see a heilige Shabbos, you see a heilige, you become coarse to it. You become it does not affect you anymore because you can see things and that doesn't affect you anymore. You can walk into to your Rebbe, to your Mashgiach, to your Zayda, whoever it is. Look at him, and our generation, you see a heilige Eid. Oh, how did I yearn to see a Yiddish upon him? You'd go by weeks. There were few in there also, but you see, good volunteers would come. They would come and you mamash feel a Yiddish upon him. But if you keep your eyes glued to the screens, the first damage you're doing is you're destroying your ability to see things for real. And this comes back. Just on this story, I came out and I see everybody's holding these square little things, and everybody's a photographer. Used to be a hire photographer. You don't need to hire a photographer. All photographers. So everybody comes up to greet me, and Mat Hashom, criticizing anybody. It doesn't bother me really a lot, but it's just funny. They come with you, Shalom Aleichem. Now I never got used to it, but it was funny. I'm pleased. I'm not upset. It's called a selfie. If I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's left to go dort. Very good. Upon him, my family came to rejoice in the celebration. I'm just giving you an outside view. A guy came from a different planet. He dropped in planet Earth and he's looking at what's going on. So enjoy the commentary. But this is more on a serious note. It's a painful note. So one of my family members walked out of the house, and the family panicked. They got lost in Borough Park. No, by me, I grew up in Borough Park. I'm 50th Street, and I didn't think Borough Park was a dangerous place. I said, it's not good. But for now, everybody's been sugar. They'll go up and down the streets. They're called shomrim, whatever they're called, looking for the child that was lost. And Baruch Hashem, they found him. Baruch Hashem. The next morning, I walk down the steps. I see one of the kids, and he's sitting on the couch, and he's looking at this thing. And the vibe was looking at Gemara, the way he was looking into this thing. You can tell by body language. I said, I didn't get done the zach. And I later spoke to my parents. I said, when your child gets physically lost in the streets of Borough Park, it's not a dangerous place. You go crazy. And when your child gets lost in the streets of wherever he's at, he's somewhere else. He's definitely not there. Nobody doesn't bother anybody. Let me get them noch zu. How did you get it? They got a present. Somebody got it. Bother me nicht. So, I believe one of the things that really kept me going in coming back to, that's what Amunah B'tochen is, to look at, see the reality of Hashem Yisborach as a real existence, which he is. The only existence that does exist is the Eibush, Einim Levadei. And not get caught up with everything that's around us. So one side we want to Amunah B'tochen, and the second side we keep on pumping ourselves with images of the world around us. I would say one of the biggest mazel I had, I never looked at a screen over there. Ever. I talked to a guy, by Eden there's a thing called Chushatzir. Did I know the Chushatzir? Imagine, I want to describe this in one of the letters I wrote to the class in Stolen. I communicated with a believer solution, this class in Stolen. I lived in Stolen for the first 6 years. And it was out of slichus. And you imagine you're locked into a cell with a Yehudi. He's sleeping on a top bunk, a chropet. You're in a room about the size of these two tables, a small tiny room. And you're staying up for chatzos to say, you know, you walk to shul over here, you're inspired. You walk into the shul, you're inspired. Just eating, you're inspired. What's the inspiration there? So one of the things you do is you close your eyes, and you try to imagine the time that Barsha was in shul also. I'm not that young. I also came to shul slichas, and I also saw Yidden. So I tried to replay those images in my mind. That's called Chushatzir. Mitzvah, that's good. Ich kann noch von hier. No. Wacht on. And I decided to myself, the Chazan starting Ashrei and Kaddish. I davened the 770. I used to Messiah myself as the Rebbe came in, and the crowd becoming quiet, and the song that would come, the Rachamon, the Honor, and with that I davened. Okay? Imagine this, the whole place is very noisy all day. At night it comes like a basic forest. It's very quiet. Everybody's locked into their cells, and Idel is davening over there in their cell. And I wrote to the children, when you're watching these technological things, you're damaging your chushatzir. You don't have a chushatzir anymore, right? Because it's called static in English, whatever you call it, interference. Yeah, as you're trying to bring back images of your tzaddikim that you saw in your life, your Rebbe, your teacher, your mashgiach, your mashpia, whatever. Alongside comes other images that you acquired. So the first thing is damage control. The first thing is stop pumping the head with images that shouldn't be there. First of all, self-preservation. There was a guy there There was a guy there when I first came. He left about 5 years into it. He's a tall, schwarze guy. He was a Muslim. That's a gehalten als an imam by them. We had very good relations, and they came out. There was a big tumult in the prison. Big tumult. They were selling them MP3s. MP3s, like a little taskaza, and you can buy. They'll sell you music. They'll sell you music on the thing. And I guess I don't know how it got out. Word got out that Rabashkin is not buying an MP3. I don't know why he's watching me. Right? So he comes over to me and he says to me, "Why aren't you buying MP3? Everybody's buying MP3s." I said, they have my body in jail. They're not going to get my mind in jail. It's like just like that. I said, "What are they selling me? They're selling me their songs, what they want." And he's a Muslim, so he always talked about them. So I'm good. I'm happy where I am. I don't want to connect with them. So we had a conversation about it, and he said, "You're right. I'm not getting one either." So for the Yiddish guy, it lasted all the time. For him, it lasted about 2 months, and he bought. That's the point. The point we have in the neshama. He saw the truth of what I was saying. He agreed that what I was saying was true. But at the end of the day, he doesn't have the neshama. We have a neshama. We have the neshama that's yearning and to connect with the Eibishter. We have the neshama that's yearning to speak to the Eibishter. We have the neshama that believes in the Eibishter. That's what we're talking to the Eibishter. We have to allow the neshama to express itself. So to finish this conversation on a practical note is hit the eigen, wash your eyes. And I know I'm speaking to a lot of people who think I'm crazy about even talking about this, but I see on the tables they have these about the smartphones and dumb people. This phone works just as good as any other phone. You have a smartphone. I walk into shul. It's not criticism. I'm not criticising anybody. It's just funny. So I'm used to when davening. I'm used to holding a siddur. I hilik it mit Asias und mit davend. Zeg ik in een steekt met als smartphone und davend. What is he watching? I'm sure he's not watching a ball game. He's picked up a page. But this keli that he's holding is not a halakha keli. He's holding a siddur. It's simple. Not getting into too sophisticated. When you're holding a siddur, you're holding a chumash. You're holding a davar b'kedusha. You can't go to the bathroom with it. When you have to treat it in a kaddish decoration, name is written on it, and you're holding it and you're davening from it. And when you go with an iPhone, you don't have to. You do go into the bathroom with it, and you don't have to treat it with kedusha. So why use it? And it's not even about you. A lot of times, it's about what your child is looking at. Stop a second and think, what's that there? What is he looking? What's he looking at? What is your neighbor looking? What does he see? How do they perceive it? How many things do we do in Yiddishkeit simply for chinuch? What kind of chinuch is this? I'm a complainer. The point is, you need it for business. You need it for any purpose. You need it. Use it. But any other time, use a phone. Buy a phone. How much does it cost? $70, $80. Buy a regular phone. Use a phone. You need to use it for ways to get directions or any other thing to buy tickets. So you get on your computer, you use it. You don't have to have an iPhone always available to you. Okay, enough on that. But the point is, say this is, we're looking to have a munah b'tochen, and through the munah b'tochen have the gula. And imagine the kedusha that from this tragedy, in the Zecher Nishmas of these Kedeshim, people would make a achlota, we're putting the iPhone away. And tell people about it. And make a movement, I put my iPhone away. Imagine the kedusha that I would do for the neshamas, the Kedeshim that passed away, and what we do for the survivors, and for the refuah for those who have to survive, as HaKadosh to bring into the world. And I want to finish up the discussion with one more thought about B'tochen. We talk about the Emunah, Aleph Beis Gimel, Emunah and B'tochen brings the Geula. So easy, Aleph Beis Gimel. It's also Ish Echad, Belev Echad. Aleph is Ish Echad, Beis Belev Echad. To the Achdus and Avos Yisrael, there's no question in my mind that the Nisim that we see is coming from the Ava and Achdus Yisrael, the Eden all gathered together to daven for me in the hard times, and now celebrating the good times, and thanking the Eibishter for his Nisim. And that's what B'tochen is about. People make a mistake and think, I guess the Stadlis, everybody knows the Stadlis, spell Stadlis in English and Hebrew, and everybody's into the Stadlis, because Derech HaTeva, everybody understands. Okay, the Eibishter helps too, no? But the truth is that Eid is higher than Teva. I mean, if you see a thing right, the Eid is a neshama, eliki, a chelik elika, in times of mal mamash, that's in the guf, and he's higher than Teva. Elamai, the Eibishter wants the neshama to reveal how the Teva is also godliness. The Teva also is from the Eibishter. So he wants him to work to Derech HaTeva. So when we do a Shtadlis, and this is one day you say this in the Chivs Lavavis, in Shara B'tochen, the whole Shtadlis is only in order to make a keli or to make a sibo, how he calls it. But when you're making a sibo, you have to know firmly the only reason you're doing it is because Eibishter told you to do it. Now what happens if there's nothing to do? What happens if a person is a matziv? There is no sibo. There's no sibo to do anything. So some people think there's no matziv, there's nothing to do, Zaraya. That the matzav is small, it'll be Taurus now, right? The emphasis fakert. Dafke then is when the person has b'tochen. The Eibush is telling the person, with this situation, you have to do nothing. Sit and have b'tochen in me, I'll take care of it. Hashech al Hashem Yehovcha, throw on the Eibush your package. V'hu yichad he will feed you. Chakalacha also comes from the word keli. The Eibush will make the keli. The Eibush will make the siva. So b'tochen means that if you have what to do, you do it. If you don't have what to do, then the Eibush is telling you have nothing what to do. Have it talking to me and I'll take care of it. It's not that just the thing is over. Just it's an experience. After two experiences, I'll finish this off. The best. I got it. The last year Pesach was a matzav they set everybody. Some people leave prison, and some people didn't have a partner in the cell. So, for example, the cell that I was with, he left, and I was myself for a few weeks. So they made a rule that you can't be by yourself; you have to have somebody else with you. So you have a choice. You can either pick one for yourself. It's a small story, but it brings the point very well. And it's actually a big thing. It was a big Chaz Hashem what David did for me. And I want to thank him for it. You can choose somebody for yourself, or we'll give you somebody. So what do you need? I'm Jewish, and I daven, and I learn. And the bathroom, it says in Gemara Brachas, it says that Eisha has Besakis Samach L'Shulchanei. Yeah? So every house is a Eisha because the table is here and the Besakis is here. So Mamash Samach L'Shulchanei Bepel Mamash. So Baruch Hashem, I was pale that I was able to put a curtain around it. So I went to make a bracha, wash my hands with, and I used to get up early in the morning, say Tehillim and learn and daven. Shabbos, I wouldn't want to ask a guy to put on the light, so I always like to partner with somebody who would agree to keep the light on all Shabbos. And other things will go on. So you wanted to have somebody who was willing to put up with what I needed as a Yid. Baruch Hashem, the first few years, the guy who I met was a person from Panama, and his very shach, he was a Yid, and we lived together until he left. Upon him. So this the situation is now. I got to have a choice. I got to find somebody, or they're going to give me somebody.
So all my friends told me, Shlomartha, you have to choose somebody, because if they send you somebody, that you know what you get. You can get a murderer, you can get Cheshivas. So I looked around. How do I know? I hardly know anybody. The few people I knew, then I had some idea, maybe this one. We spoke about it once, twice, and this guy is not going to work out. So the advice that I got was, no matter what, you have to choose yourself. And I decided to think like a Yid. Look like a Yid. Klora Eigen, Reine Eigen, very Yid. I don't have an Eitzah here. The one I'm choosing is definitely not good. And I did that. I didn't ever start saying I was doing the wrong thing. And for one day, they sent me a person, a very bad person, but he left the next day. He said, you mumble too much. I was saying Tehillim. Pesach, they sent in the guy, his name is Tom, and it's hard for me to say you can ask for a better guy, and Tfisi, you don't belong there, but I couldn't have found a person that would be more B'chavdik Tariyah than him. I couldn't do a better job. They presented me him. He never, when I davened, he walked out of the room. When I learned, he walked out of the room. If I was middle of davening, he would knock on the door, he would stay away. The light didn't bother him. If I was davening too low, he'd tell me, Rabbi, daven high, I don't hear you. I'm amazed. So I say, what? It's like, yeah, you put me to sleep anyways. Or does that, when you go through life and you see the small smiles the Eibishter gives you, you see the Eibishter is with you. Baruch Hashem, I always felt the Eibishter was with me. I was with the Eibishter was with me. I tried my best to do every mitzvah I can do there properly, and connect myself with the Eibishter through learning and davening. And Baruch Hashem, I saw the Eibishter was with me. This is one of the small stories that Mamash saw, how the Eibishter is taking care that I should be able to do what I have to do. So this brings out the point I was saying about betochen, is if you don't have what to do, learn about it. First thing you have to do is learn. If you want to know what betochen is, you have to learn. There's forum today, I just met a Rav over here who wrote a Purim on Sefer betochen. It's not so hard. It's betochen, and it's shachas for everybody. That's what we need. We have to have a munah and betochen, and the munah and betochen will bring the geula. Baruch Hashem, we're witnessing and celebrating a geula prati, and together we should continue our Avos Yisrael and Achdos Yisrael. And the Achlot statements we did already here is I'd like to see if I need the name, Rabbi Azari, if you have an email address. There's nothing wrong. Through computer, huh? So what's the email address? Huh?
David Ozeri Taryak.
David Ozeri Taryak. Is that the A? V-A-V-I-D? Look, I'd like you to write in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 100,000, whatever it is. Schreib rein, the Achlota Teva that you did, you inspired to take upon yourself the schus from the Kadeshim, that the Eibishter should have Rachmanas on us. And I'm finished with the word in the Parsha. This week's Parsha says by Yizaku, this week's Parsha, the Eibishter, we went down to Mitzrayim, and the Eibishter hears our cries, and the Eibishter reveals himself to Moshe Rabbeinu, and says him to take out Mitzrayim. Before the Eibishter reveals himself to Moshe Rabbeinu in the Sneh, it says by Yizaku, Yisrael Elokim, yeah? And the Eden cried out, we have to cry out with pain, and we can't take it no more. We have to talk about Munah with a personal tzara, we're all in tzara, we're all in Golus. And the Shchinta begolusa. So we have to cry out to the Eibishter, and then comes the Geula. We have to know the Eibishter is waiting for us. It's not enough to have a munah that the Eibishter is taking care of where he wants. We want betochen, we have to be kivri l'Mashiach, we have to be mekaver to our Geula Shlema, through Teng Achlotas. The reason is for your email address, okay, so whatever you can be mefarsen, the Achlotas says what we did, and together we will dance to the Mashiach Tzedkein, b'meir mamash, amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Reb Shula for bringing so much simcha, inspiring Klal Yisrael. You want to thank you, yeah?
Befrat after such an Asifa, we have to, I can't forget that course, I told we have to give First of all and foremost to Rabbi Yankov Meir from his Askim, who was there by, this, of course, it's not a chiddush because he does this all the time, but in this particular case, he was there by the fire. And we want to thank the 66th Precinct for everything they did, the Fire Department of New York, and we want to thank Ari Frankel from AF Productions, the TMG Marketing Group, and Rabbi Yoel Labin, who put so much effort here, and excellent sound and lighting, and TorahAnytime.com. Seid wir gesinnt Jeden, seid gesinnt stark, Hashem shall help, you shall be able to meet only on Simchas.
Yoili, ja.
Stellt sich ein Minion Marev auf der rechten Seite von der Saal in 2 Minuten. Minion Marev, there will be a minion for Marev on the right side of the hall.
Now we celebrate together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
V'viyas HaMoshiach Hanima